Nice. First thing I gotta say, this document camera mic, this document camera thing is so good. Show this. Why is it? OBS is... could be fucking better. I'll say that. It's pretty sick, but it could be better. Like, But on the screen. Oh my god. Why is it so teeny? Oh my god. I forgot. I like changed all the settings because I was downstairs and I thought we were gonna do something. My god. Make it bigger. Make this bigger. Click. Click. Okay, properties? No. You would think it would be in properties. Except we have to have all this other shit. What? Oh my god. Okay. Blending method. Scale? No. Edit transform. What? Oh my god. Why is it... Why would I be able to do individual numbers? You're out of your gourd. Holy shit. Center. What happened? Center? Can't see it. What the fuck? Oh my god. Alright, so I need to pick what size it is. I don't know the fucking numbers. Oh my god, I'd have to go in there and experiment with that shit. Canvas? Oh my god. Output? Scale the window. Advanced audio? Oh my god. Oh my god, this thing is so shitty. Why is it so teeny? Oh my god, so shit. It's because of that. Okay. Video. What? What? Oh? Apply? God damn it. Apply. Ah, dude. Where the fuck was it, man? This is so shitty. did my best. Oh my god. There we go, right? We're good? Finished. Done. Hit done. Oh! Whoa! Thank God. Whoops. Oh, thank God. Alright, we're watching Hidden Cup. Holy shit. And today's gonna be a weird video. Because I am 1/5 of the way through a migraine. And if you have migraines, and not just like headaches, but migraines, you know that's like probably one of the better fifths, aside from the anxiety that it's going to start getting way worse. But I called off from work, and they weren't assholes about it at all. There are benefits for working in the education industry. My boss is just another mom trying to do shit and being like, yeah, shit comes up. They're fucking adults. They're not your boss at Papa John's. They're not your boss at fucking Walmart. I don't know about Walmart, but they're not your boss at like Kroger or fucking Pizza Hut or some shit, or the fucking gas station. Who like need you to come in and prove. I offered, I was like, look, right now it's not that bad. And there is a chance that it doesn't get any worse. I can drive to work, wait for 2 hours, and then drive back. I'll be able to probably drive back, for sure. Easier than driving drunk. I'm not going to be on my phone. And I'm going to walk into work tomorrow. I'm going to walk up to that lady who's like my boss. She's like a secretary, but she's basically the liaison, the one I talk to. The principal, I see him on the crosswalk walking to my car. My brother's in the hospital. There's that, and he's totally fucking. I'm way more worried about his finances than I am about his health. Like, his health is whatever. It sounds horrible to say, but he's fine. He'll be fine. He's not gonna die. There's no way. It's not super cancer, dude. Your brain is always like, is it super cancer? It's not super cancer. People even live through cancer all the time. Regular cancer, yeah. People live through that all the time. Not, people die to it all the time too. You know what I'm trying to say. But your brain goes like, super cancer? Anyway, what am I talking about? Oh yeah, why today's going to be a weird one. And so I just took a big hit. Now, this is the second time that I've taken a hit as the migraine was coming on. All the times before that, I was sober. I've only had like 2 of these in the last. I average, about one a year. Usually, if I go a whole year without, this is a way like I literally have thought about my life on a large scale, like on a macro level of my life. I think I have a successful year. The way I think, this was a good year, like a really good year. Successful being just part of it, but this was a really good year. Is when I go through the whole year without a migraine. And it's not like a definitive, it's bad if I had a migraine. But if I go a whole year without one, I'm usually like, I went a whole year without one. Fucking A. Year well spent. Clearly. I'm probably not going to have another one this year. And I doubt this one will be that bad. Because I do know that John is fine. They already figured it out. I already got rid of it and he's farting again. Which was like a big sign of him being fine. Oh, what a big hurdle. I'm going to charge us $30,000 for the knowledge that farting after a stomach surgery is a good thing. Anyway, right, like I already have processed and have written proof that the back of my mind, that's like usually an asshole when things get crazy, when things get nervous, and we're like, and he's kind of an ass. We all agree he's kind of an ass, but that's okay, because it takes a village. You gotta have an asshole, fucking A. You think no part of you is an asshole? Have you met you? Sorry. But you know it's true. Everybody's got an asshole. Anyway, I just made a shitload of money. So all of the pent up anxiety of being really fucking poor is sort of like releasing. I'm almost done with this 11 days. And they just were fucking chill about me calling off work an hour ago. Less than 40 minutes ago. I texted and was like, very well said. I was like, hey, this is the situation. I said it perfectly. I didn't say, hey, this is the situation. That's not a good thing to say. I just explained the situation. I opened with unfortunately with a comma. I didn't open with that. I opened with telling her who I was, in case she didn't know. Because I don't need her to know who I am. Okay, cool. I'm taking this seriously. I don't need to bother you. You probably won't hear from me very much. I was a professional right there. Professional sub. I don't know her name. I don't know her name. I never asked her name. I just walk up to her desk and stand there and wait for her to... That was so professional. I walked up to her desk that morning and she's already made a mistake that she had to take the blame for. That I corrected. I walked in while she was on the phone. It was like a miracle. I walked in while the teacher was on the phone. And the teacher was like, yeah, she said. She told me twice that my boss the secretary at the one of the three secretaries that every elementary school has at the front desk because there's that much shit going on. Dude, the command center is so fucking. I. We're not even getting to Hidden Cup for a while, probably, because I'm gonna rant. 'Cause that was a big hit, and I don't smoke when I'm working. I do not. I'm totally capable of that. But it does make that one hit you take afterwards. And yeah, I am going to be working. This is the first time I've ever smoked, even the day before going to work in my career. And I'm 32 and I smoke. So I'm a fucking adult. Yeah, the preschool was ideal that I worked at. Anyway, I don't want to get into the preschool. Anyway, shit's going well at work. As best as it's ever gone. I'm going to be loaded. If I did not work again from now, March 4th, March 5th being my last day is tomorrow, but I'm already gonna, that's why I brought up the weed, because I'm already gonna be off tomorrow. Of like, I have a good excuse. Like people are gonna, when they check on me, I have a good answer. And I'm missing Miss Schulmeister's class. You have no idea how much I was dreading Miss Schulmeister's class. I'm not going to tell anybody that. They can infer it, but they won't. I was prepped though. Even like I'm missing it, but I was prepped. And I was confident. I had had them twice on the worst assignment that they've ever had. Of the 4 weeks that I was doing library subbing. Tomorrow being my last day. That was the one class that I was like, I didn't have a hand on. And I'd only had them twice, so I'd had them the fewest number of times for a 5th grade class. Aside from that class with Gabby, and that class with Gabby just takes one, because Gabby's there. It was the same thing with Derek. That first day, and the teacher came in on that first day and was like, her team. No, she didn't say that. That wasn't me. She came in and was like, she walked up to me and was like, so, I have one of my friends, she said friends, has blah blah blah. This is Derek. Let me tell you about Derek. And let me tell you that he likes to test people that he doesn't know. And I'm going to tell you right now, I passed that test. And you know how I passed that test? Because I had him on a short leash, which sounds rude, but it's a metaphor. Okay, don't even put a collar on my pets. So it's the metaphor. I had him on a short leash, and when he acted up, I was onto him. I tried the strategy of being cool, being like, hey, can you fix that? Hey, man. Even be like, how did you even do this to your computer? Wow, that's crazy. I tried it, and then that calmed some down. I was like, okay, this guy's not an asshole. I feel more comfortable. So I was like, I proved I wasn't an asshole. Step 1, done. And then when we were checking out books, he hit another kid. Not like hurting him. He wasn't stupid. Derek's not stupid. He knows what he's doing. And Tammy went up to him. Tammy's my little quiet little para. A very quiet little para who is used to preschoolers. She worked in the preschool. She should go back to the preschool. She's very quiet. And preschoolers are great about shutting up when you're talking. For the most part. In those situations. There are times when they absolutely will not. But when one of them's a Derek and he's just playing the game a little bit and seeing what the situation is, Derek is a boundary person. He needs to know what the boundaries are. And then he's like, alright, I got a map. I got a map of this room. I got a map of this guy and what the boundaries are with this guy. Cool. We're good. And he needed that. And so I walked him. He refused to go to basically time out. They call it the safe seat. And it's their system, not mine. It's fucking timeout. You're in timeout. It's crazy they have to call it safe seat or some shit. I mean, I think safe seat works better because it is a chair. And it doesn't have the same connotation as timeout. Ooh, you're in trouble. Fuck though, dude. I shouldn't have hung out with Anna on that Friday though. It just was like chaotic from the start. I should have hung out with her, but it was chaotic from the start. Like as soon as the barbecue place was closed, and then we had that whole conversation about Chinese food, even though I had already told her about my vow. I told her jokingly, but she's got a good memory. She brought up that she remembered. I said, let's get Chinese. And she was like, okay, so chopsticks? And I was like, yeah, chopsticks. That's my spot. Then she had to test it. And I was like, no. But she was like, going to test it. She didn't think about it. God, her setup was so shit. She's not going to watch this shit. She had... I've tried to play with Spotify open. And I've tried to play with YouTube open to play music off of one computer. It doesn't work. I mean, it works. Fucking it works. But it is laggy. It is very laggy. Every time, especially like every time a new song starts on Spotify, it gets laggy for like, and then it slowly gets less laggy, and then a new song starts and it picks up again because it's fucking working on streaming the song. The computer is. And so when you're playing on, you got two monitors going, and one of them has Spotify open, so the app has to process what it's supposed to display. On another monitor, and you got Slippy on the other monitor, and Slippy the app, not Dolphin. The Slippy app, and then just hit B a couple times and go to verses, which I also feel like is worse. That's a small one, and it's a conspiracy theory because nobody talks about. I'm not on Reddit complaining about this shit, looking for confirmation either way. What was I talking about? Right, the setup. And it was like not just rhythmic metal. It was like my high playlist. But the thing about my high playlist, it was not as good as my high playlist. It's just I don't need to say that, but for some reason I am because I'm a douche. Obviously I'm biased, but it was not just like video game music. It wasn't the snipper clips OST whenever we're doing a puzzle and I'm not looking to think right now. I don't want to think about the soundtrack very much. I want it to be there and be good. But video game music. It was like not video game music. It was music I hadn't heard before. It wasn't incredibly complicated. It wasn't fucking close to the edge. Which I have hardcore vouched for and directly recommended. I was like, it's a hot tip. That's what I said. That's how I described it the second time. No, maybe it might have even been the third time to listen to Close to the Edge. Not the point. I should not get into Close to the Edge right now. I'm not going to start ranting about Close to the Edge. Anyway, this is what I needed. I needed to talk to myself and just be like, okay, we're good. Oh my god. That interaction with her was so good. I'm going to thank her for that tomorrow. I'm going to be like, hey, I just wanted to say, I really appreciate how relaxed you were about me yesterday. Because obviously, like, that might be like how it is all the time in this elementary school, in the education industry, maybe even as a whole. But for the that was not the interaction I would have had with my boss at Kohl's. And I'm thanking you for that. I did say, you know, no, what's going to happen is I'm going to get there to work tomorrow. I'm going to go to the office for her. And that's what she's going to open with. She's going to say, oh, hey, how are you? You're back. I hope you're feeling better, she'll probably say. And then boom, we're on the topic right away. She might even open with, you don't have to apologize. She might think I'm walking up to her to apologize. But I'm not. Thank you for saying that. I'm going to say what I came here to say, or something like that. Even if she thinks I'm going to apologize and is like committed, truly believes I'm going to apologize, she doesn't wait to let me say what I'm going to say, which I think she's going to do. Because that's what women are capable of doing. Which is strong. Among other things, of course. But that's like one of those superpowers. They're willing to be like, alright, I'm going to let you say what you're going to say before I know how to talk. And I'm going to say, just wanted to say thank you for being really chill. I might even use the word chill. For believing me yesterday. Because that's not the interaction I would have had with my boss at Kohl's. Or my boss at Target. Not that I work those places, but you know what I mean. With a boss I would have at Target. Or a boss I would have, working at Kohl's or something. At Target. That's not how... Maybe this isn't a big compliment to you either. But I just wanted to say thank you, because that's It's not how that would have gone with my boss or a boss I would have had at Target. There's still an hour until class would have started. That gig was good. That gig was really good. And really different. Really different. Really good for me. I need to process it. Today's going to be the first day that I'm going to start processing because I've just been working so fucking hard straight. I didn't get to actually get high and process on Friday because I hung out with Anna. Not that that's like a knock on her or anything like that. I'm just saying. Are my glasses? Oh, there we go. It's just the fact that I hung out with her and that's a different energy and I didn't get to smoke at the right time that it wasn't, prime. There's always going to be stuff you have to get over whenever you're doing anything that's not like in your chair at your place. It's a normal part of shit. But I didn't get to process after 5 days. I worked a full week. And then hung out with Anna and then was thinking about Anna. And just Melee. And other shit. And John, my brother. Because that was the same day. I hung out with Anna on the same day that John was like, they're going to have to do surgery on my tummy. My tummy wounds. Not even his tummy. But whatever. Okay, fucking A. Peak hit. Rant. Finished. The migraine's still there, for sure. And it's going to be there. I definitely made the right call not going to work. I didn't need to prove myself. I didn't have to tell her what the signs were. I didn't have to be like, dude, I'm having blind spots. I didn't have to prove myself. I didn't have to bring up the different ways in which my body shows that we're going to have a migraine. You were just like, you're good. And I was like, thank you. I did put the little emote in there. I love that emote. That emote is a very important part of my lexicon right now. Anyway. Maybe the rant's not over. Arabia. No. Not Arabia. Age of Empires 2. I love this game. And this video, anybody watching this video is not going to be very familiar with competitive Age of Empires 2 or with Hidden Cup, because that's also its own thing. Age of Empires 2 Age of Empires 2 is it's a real-time strategy. I watched the most recent StarCraft tournament, which is another real-time strategy. Those are the two real-time strategies that I watch. And I don't really watch StarCraft, but I have. I could explain things to a novice very well. Which is usually I get that far in a kind of sport, and then that's usually when I start leaving the sport, if I am going to leave it. And sometimes I never leave a sport. I'm never going to leave tennis. I'm always gonna be. I don't really watch tennis. It's hard to watch tennis. It's sick that there are 4 big tournaments a year, and then there's a bunch of little ones, but the 4 big ones are in completely different parts of the planet. The United States, England, France, which shows like those ones are close, and then Australia. If you're working, like, and I'm working daylight hours, that's my job, is when the sun's up, I work. I work at the peak activity hours. That's when they schedule school. It's kind of annoying to try to watch the Australian Open. Luckily, I'm a sub, so I can leave the Monday after the final Open. What was did Sinner?
And the community already.
Hold on. Sinner? Current champion. Did he win it? Winner. Sinner. Yeah. That was a good shit. That was good shit. I don't think I would be out of tennis. I'm definitely out of StarCraft. I have one StarCraft session a year where there's like a week where I agree to watch StarCraft stuff on my channel, on my algorithm. But Age of Empires 2 is way better. For me, obviously part of that is because I've played it as a kid a lot. But this game doesn't look anything like how we played it as kids. Now that it is Melee, which is another competitive esport that I played a lot as a kid, it doesn't look anything like it did when I was a kid. It's not really the same game. It's the same engine and everything, which helps. But it's different. This one's different. But you'll see that stuff later. The really interesting thing is that this tournament. You see this logo, Hidden Cup 5? Nobody knows who these players are. And these are top... This is a major. This is a big one. It's not the biggest. But I'd say this is like... Using a metaphor from tennis doesn't really work here because there's kind of just the majors and then the big tournaments, the super majors, and then the Masters 1000s. This is like a summit at Melee or Ultimate or whatever. Not a summit at like Counter-Strike where Mouse Esports wins or something. This is like a Melee one where it's one-person players, and it's the top... There's like 16 players, and these are the best 16 players in the world. These are the best 16 players in the world, and they're competing for... Right now, the prize pool is at 51, and this is still round 1. 51,000 is more... That would make it like the 3rd highest prize pool in Melee history. Age of Empires actually has money compared to... Not StarCraft money, but it has more money than Melee for sure, and it's sick. Anyway, nobody knows who these people are. You don't know who you're playing against, and the seeding is random. That's right. The top 16 players in the world, Melee players bitching about seeding every tournament. This scene has a major, a super major basically. A Summit 12, Summit 11, Summit 13 super major type event where all the big boys are there. All of them, basically, because it's awesome. You're not going to pass up on a summit. That's this event, and we don't know who these people are. We have to guess. Throughout the whole tournament, the casters don't know who they are either. The players don't know who they are. It could be the two best players, which are like the Viper and Hera. Those are the two best players in Age of Empires. The Viper being the older legend, and Hera being the new top dog. Hera's the new Yokozuna, and the Viper's an older Yokozuna. And they could be playing round 1. And nobody minds, because it's Hidden Cup. It has to happen that way. That's how Hidden Cup works. They don't know who each other is. Let's play it. Now, I'm pretty convinced of who this is. Here's my background. I watched up until probably about here already. No, I don't remember. Maybe over here. And I'm convinced. I started smoking right there, and I watched some of this yesterday. Basically, I smoked, I turned this on, and I started it over. I was watching this yesterday when I was in manic mode. Manic mode leads to migraine mode. So I'm going to rewatch this. And the 5 minutes I did watch today were hype enough, and I was like into it enough that, and I'm free enough. It's only 9:01. And she was chill, and we're good, and I have money now. I could even cover John's rent. And be like, okay. I have money. It's not a lot. But there is a comma in my bank account. Okay? And a number that isn't just 1 in front of that comma. Ooh, not 1.
You start to guess based on the civilizations, right? We haven't seen any gameplay yet, but this really shows the differences that players have in terms of their approach here, which is just amazing.
Now, I'm convinced this Alfred the Alpaca is the only jokey character. You get randomly assigned a character and a name. And usually they're actual historical generals. Like Jan Žižka they had a little thing. They do these little things where they tell that person did in real life, what Jan Žižka did. And Avi Alfred's was made up. He was the only joke one. And so he's a kind of a fan favorite. And then we have this person who this far into the first game, I'm convinced is Hera. The Yokozuna. The best player in the world. One of only 2 Yokozunas that I know of. I don't know the long history of AoE2 and how many Yokozunas I have, but I think, I don't know if there was a Ken, like a melee Ken before the Viper.
Right? I mean, I spent a lot of time in StarCraft back in the day, and there were so many times the players would just be exactly the same with each other. Whereas in AoE, players can really sort of differentiate themselves.
Oh, thank God.
Play style alone.
My phone went off and I just please don't be Campbell.
Tons of different settings, and that helps, but I mean, it's why this event's fun, man.
Okay, just got a text. He's doing great.
I have not played a lot of
Not even in the IV anymore.
Maps are pretty bland in comparison, right? Like there's not as much variety and possibility.
He gets to eat soft food again.
These possibilities with Hidden Cup by introducing brand new maps that haven't been seen before. So that's something that I love with Age. I said in one of the intros to the videos we use for content here is that I feel that you can play like even the same map in Age of Empires 2 1,000 times, and it does feel like you're getting a slightly different every time, so to mix in this many different maps is just an enjoyable thing to see. But I think
Yes, this is the first time, not the first time we'll see islands. Sorry, I'm texting right now, so you're just gonna have to listen to the commentary. But it is good commentary. This, okay, this is what's interesting. I think about this, the idea that this is Hera. I think it's obvious this is Hera. It could possibly be like Leary, and he's gonna kill it this tournament, or somebody like who didn't do very well at Nilly's Apartment Cup, which is another super major, which is awesome. It's so good. I just got a text that my brother is doing good. They're so... Whatever. Dude. I wouldn't be able to process that news. I'd just be like, okay, check. And I'd have to go back to work. If I got that text at 9:05, I still wouldn't have a class by now because that library gig was really good.
we're gonna find out. Like game one Arabia, I think people watch a lot of Arabia. Let's find out in game one how good these players are, what skill preferences they're gonna end up having. I definitely foresee Malian for Alpha the Alpaca. I think Malian feels like a natural pick there, but I'm getting ahead of myself, and my goodness, don't. Here we are, ladies and gents. Welcome to game one.
All right, game one.
Alfred,
I'm convinced blue
and Jan Jizka. This is a crazy
is Hera.
I'm
Convinced.
kind of getting tabs on what people prefer.
It's,
who they
if
like.
you are used to StarCraft,
These two heroes might have been the most popular.
the pacing is going to be way different.
Red,
It's going to feel way different to you because it's hard to see what's going on.
blue, and very rare that you would get the neutral map.
You have to control all these units. See how they're scouting?
Comfortable on this map, I would think.
They're scouting for their resources.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, everybody in the tournament's comfortable on Arabia. It's just anyone who played a ton of AoE probably had a lot of experience with this map. And it's just, I think, still a good, nice sort of neutral starting ground for game number one. And already we have...
I'm not going to talk as much as I've been doing.
Arabia Civ, and this is very much sort of the new school Civ. Civ that weren't typically popular on Arabia, but thanks to a lot of different buffs, those feel very flexible in what they can go for.
Yeah, Portuguese, they have the cheaper gold units.
No, I would not have had that migraine
From the berries, so I think those
if
gold
John
units
was
there, they work out quite nicely.
having a
Now, there are
normal
some players
time.
Who don't like the early middle with Portuguese. I'll talk about
It wasn't because I was hanging out with Anna. I mean, that just made it... I didn't have time to process it. That's what I needed to do. I needed to take the time to process it more. But I was also working on Friday. I mean, on Sunday, too.
So I think Alpha the Alpaca is clearly a player who doesn't like to play through a lot of counter units. So this maybe eliminates a player like MBL, for example, who likes to make a lot of skirmishers and spears. I would assume, again, as we expected, this is a player who loves to be aggressive on radio.
Absolutely. I'd also add volumes to that list of Civs that love their double gold army compositions, and that's the Civ we see.
Did you see that, by the way?
This is a player who loves...
Okay, I'm going to explain this complex mechanic. I love these complex mechanics. Right now, there's no flag on here. The fastest way to kill the boar is to not shoot it with your villagers, but to shoot it with the town center. If you put your villagers in the town center, it shoots arrows. It's so cool. Obviously, you lose your villagers working. But imagine like being able to put your drones into your TC. and they shoot out of it. It becomes like a tower that defends against attacks. It's awesome. But the fastest way to kill the boar is to shoot it with that. But if you kill a boar with the town center, you don't get any of the food. Like the food just disappears. You have to kill it. You have to get the last shot with the villagers. So they do a little. They have it like planned out how many shots it's going to take and when and how to do it. They've practiced that tech. It's like last hitting in a MOBA.
A lot of skirmishers and spears.
So watch them. They're all going to leave and go in.
As we expected, this is a player who loves to be aggressive on radio.
Shoot. Shoot. Come out, shoot. They're done. And they have to go out. They have to send. That's why you scout around you so you can bring in the boar. This game is so good. It's so much better than fucking StarCraft 2. Or Warcraft 2, or whatever the fuck it's called. StarCraft, yeah, it's StarCraft.
So maybe that could be an area that Alfred can try to exploit if it comes to like a lot of cavalry monk play in the late game. But economically, the enemies are just so smooth.
I like it better. It's
Yeah, I think
StarCraft's not bad.
in terms of which I prefer,
The fact that I like have a session of like a StarCraft
really close.
phase every year,
I think if the,
for like a week, 2 weeks,
Marines have a greater ability to
is
play into
praise.
the counter units we mentioned, so playing in towards skirmisher and pike mixed in with their normal comp could be really strong.
He's not laming.
That ends up happening. I asked production to show this to people because this was on my Twitter this morning.
The production quality in these tournaments is good. They have time at the beginning to do this kind of shit. You don't have any time to do this.
I mean, that is a lot of detail. I don't know how
You don't have time
that, but that was
to do this kind of like
unfortunately out.
getting Twitter involved
Send your tweets in. I don't know if you're going to get
during StarCraft or Melee.
but you know, I'm not sure that's going to be a trend either. But
They try to do it a lot in major sports. They do it in baseball. They do it in basketball. They do it in football. They always do it at like halftime. During the halftime shows. Not like on the field, of course, but like Twitter. TNT at basketball, they always show tweets at the end of every episode. It's like, here it is, your moment of zen. 3 meme tweets that some guy was able to find and be like, these are the good ones, and we'll all pretend to laugh at them.
now, then that definitely makes me think the player who might be a little fearful of some aggression from the opponent. Alfred the Alpaca shows up. You know what's interesting to me?
He's got to scout his opponent's
I
base.
see quite a few.
You don't just automatically know what your opponent's base looks like.
From the draft, and Hart is from Peru. Everyone calls him the llama. So
The
I
trees
think
could be in a weird
it's
spot.
crazy if this ends up being Hart or whatever, obviously very early, but Hart of all people would end up being the alpaca here.
Well, the lore certainly.
They're debating. The proof that I want to point out that blue is Hera is not going to show up until later. But right now, I'm just sort of letting you watch the game a little bit. Look, you see this base? You see this darker stuff? This is the wood, and he's walled it. So he's got these like 2 wood lines. It's easy to wall the sides, and then he has this long open wall space in the middle. But his town center is right in the middle of this. But this is bad. For Hera, for blue, he got unlucky that his gold was forward. His gold was closer to his opponent's base. So he got unlucky a little bit, but he'll be fine. But I think he kind of got lucky with the walls. And we'll see how he plays this. What he does, I'll just tell you. What he does, he sees turtles, and then he like lets there be an open fight here. And he just wins the fight while also having other things going on that are also going well. I'll explain more later, but the way he builds his base, he didn't know it was going to look like this. Look at this, guys. Red. He's going for the wood in the back. Those are his villagers, that red spot on the wood. And he's walling here, and he's got a normal Arabia base. We'll see what he does, too. I don't think he'll wall. He's not going to wall because he's going to see his opponent walling.
Yeah, I think it would make a lot of sense. But I guess you have to just get it first.
He's going to wall that one. But only with buildings he has to build anyway.
Wants to play as safe as possible. And I also think that what you can do here is you can play
Yeah, the migraine.
towards fast eco upgrades and adapt it. So it's apparently possible to stream this route, but I think we need an F5.
It is a absolute possibility that this is the worst the migraine gets.
Back there at some point, and people are hearing us, but we'll continue on.
But it wouldn't have gone this well.
Archers from Alfred to possibly try and punish the walls.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Scouts normally they don't love facing walls because well, scouts can't shoot over walls or run over them. Archers, though, to me, especially like 20 pop archers, it's not like the 18 pop archers that like we're sort of seeing in team games on flank. This just feels like a very safe approach. There's two different ways of doing that. And that is just 20 pop archers. I don't want to die to anyone.
Like it might have been like the normal way of doing things here, but for me, it's like I'm not used to having a boss that just believes me and is like, all right, we got it. Usually, it's like I'm destroying their lives if I'm sick, and I have to come in and prove it.
I'm definitely seeing your more standard, aggressive, regular player in Alfred, and just a player who might be considered the underdog if we knew who these players were based on the opening. Or at least it's just a greedy
What
place,
the heck?
an MPL, maybe a Dow, maybe a Go, for example. I can see Go walling up a lot. Whereas some players are like Alfred over there. They just want to play open the whole time.
Yeah, it's very sort of
I just lost it.
It's not like it's anything completely out there. I mean, you're still just sort of getting yourself defended. That early horse
There it is.
would be a nice touch, as that's not something actually be able to pick up. But this field play game is very much going to be, okay, I just don't want to die in field waves. Let's make the castle. That's when we really start to stand out on the map.
Again, paying very close attention to what people.
Okay, he is walling on there
We
on the
have
side.
people going to games from players and looking at their first and second farm position. It has gotten that detailed. And I'm looking at the farms now, and the farm setup now, maybe I'm not one to speak, but
Okay, right there, the commentator, he brought up that, like, because we don't know who they are, there's a lot of people trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out who it is. Based on how they play. And you can do it a little bit. I'm convinced this is Hera, but only because Hera is the Yokozuna, and so when somebody looks like a Yokozuna, well, there's only like one or two people that can be, and this looks like Hera. The better you are, the easier it is to tell, and Hera's like the one guy who I could look at and be like, that's definitely the Yokozuna. Even Viper, I don't know. There's a guy I thought was Viper, but you don't know. He doesn't care as much, I think, as Hera does. Like, he's like having a kid or something. Like, there's just other stuff happening, and he doesn't need to win. He dominated for like 7 years straight.
I feel like the farm setup is actually very clean for both. Those farms there, very well.
He's the like undisputed GOAT right now. Hera's the top guy,
Because some players aren't as known for it. Obviously,
but he's not gonna. He might not do it for 10 years.
The Sturms are moving forward for Young Just and now for the Alpaca Scout.
But okay, the farms. When I played this game, I had a very deliberate farm layout. My farms always looked the same. I had a farm in this corner, at this corner touching the diagonal, and then at this corner. And then there was a little gap, and then there was one here at this corner, and then the same thing. It was symmetrical every time.
You want that scout to be able to see the skirmish going forward in the first place, but also to push back those skirmishes. So I can actually see this being really annoying for Alpha to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, you can see what's going on in your opponent's space, but on the other hand, you don't really
Alright, so
that those skirmishers were coming forward.
he walled up. Let's talk about the combat in this game. Right here we have archers, bowmen, guys with bows, and right here we have guys with shields and javelins. They like throw javelins. These are called skirmishers, these are called archers. And then we have horses. This is a scout, so it's not like a strong horse unit. These are all like early units. You can't get these units until you advance to the next age, which just is like an expensive button you have to click, and it unlocks more technology for your units, which is sick. It unlocks the units. When you get to the third age, castles start showing up, which are really cool. Age of Empires is sick. But the skirmishers have shields, so they are good against bowmen. The bowmen are not especially weak to skirmishers, but they just can't. Like, they don't take more damage from skirmishers, but he got these bowmen because he probably wanted to raid. Probably wanted to shoot over the walls at blue. He thought blue was going to be greedy.
Situation. And those extra.
So this is not good for red. He has to defend, but he's good against this. He can damage this. This is important to kill. Obviously, this is a fast unit, but it's not ranged. And then there's a pikeman coming. So there's 3 types of units for blue here. Skirmishers, horses, pikemen. Skirmishers beat archers because they take way less damage from ranged fire. And scouts beat archers when they get close. Pikemen are weak to archers because they're slow and they also just get shot. They don't have a shield. Pikemen are strong against horses. So he's got like rock, paper, and scissors here to use. Which is how the combat in this game works, kind of. Is that you have like units that are good against certain units. And you have to like balance your positionings around it. This game is sick as fuck. Hidden Cup is going to be good. I want to watch. I'm going to spend the whole day watching this.
It's great in low numbers. Looks like that scout has gone down as well. And right now, this is just, I would say,
what I'm going to notice here about this fight and about the few fights that start happening before is that they like never stop. Usually if you're playing this game, you have like a big engagement and then like you back off each other. That's what even in professional StarCraft looks like. He's getting villagers.
This is a lot of confidence here from Jan Žižka. Getting Fletching now himself.
Did you see that? He chases the archers into the town, into the protection of this. You cannot get that close to this. This does a lot of damage at this point in the game. Into these unit types. But he wants to keep the villagers from doing their job and keep these villagers from doing their job. Right now, he's trying to protect these villagers as best he can from this. That's the goal here, is like, he wants to use this, all of his stuff, to keep these away and kill these.
So annoying to take down and mutilate.
But you don't want to run all the way to the other side of your town center to start building another farm.
Looks like that scout has gone down as well. And right now,
Red lost his scout. That's a sign that Hera will pounce on.
Yeah, it definitely is, because you don't want to go into scouts here.
You didn't micro. Here's what's going to prove to me that this is a Yokozuna. Eventually there's going to be a fight here, and there's going to be like a fight over here, and there's going to be like 2 fights going on. There's going to be like 3 fights even. I think like it's somebody chasing somebody over here. And blue is going to be present at all of them at the same time. Which is impossible. You have to click over. And so most players, what's hard about the game is that like something will be happening over here and then something else is happening over here, and it's like you can't control both perfectly. But Yokozuna can. Right? Because if there's a fight happening at your base and a fight happening over here, you're like attacking, defending, and you're trying to control your economy at the same time. This economy is just not like StarCraft. It takes micro. You have to make a lot of complicated decisions about what to do and when and how many to do it.
I was wondering if he was ever going to be able to take his gold, because he walled without his
There's
gold.
4 different types of resources, and you can get those resources from different places.
This is very nicely. And this is a
There's even a market where you can sell resources, one of a certain type of resource for other type of resources.
But certainly feels like losing out in the
In StarCraft, there's gas and those crystals, minerals or whatever the fuck they're called, crystals.
The type of game that Alfred was hoping to avoid here.
Yeah, because as you're saying, if you're transitioning to
But
at this point, on the one hand,
you can't
you're not gonna be able to think
buy and sell. There's no market,
on the other hand, it's just really
and your villagers
and as you're seeing, it's not like
just mine crystal and they build gas buildings.
you still see Alfred fighting the bullet there. He's gonna be training some scouts from that stable, and he just
There's still a lot of economy micro, but it's all in service of the military. It is all in service of getting the upgrades. This one has like mining upgrades that certain factions don't get.
He hasn't lost many archers, and he continues to micro away. The scouts is going to be kind of a surprise here. I also love how Jan Žižka has made a ton of spearmen too. Like he knows, like, what are you going to do to counter me? You're going to add scouts. Even though I don't see it, I know.
Blue's so good.
Experience, and so there's always seems to be spearmen around right now.
Oh,
It's just going to make it difficult for this archer and scout combination to find the engagements, but maybe I spoke too soon because he did take off a spearman there with the archers. But oh man, now the archers have to pay a price.
absolutely. Those skirmishers can just run around with impunity. We're looking at 12 skirms to 9 archers, so already those numbers aren't too happy for Alfred the Alpaca. But with the power of the market, anything is possible, and that anything is going to be Castle Ways on the way forward.
to like come in and prove it to you.
Will be absolutely enormous. Any sort of
You didn't-
leftover range units you have in Mutilate can easily
Frankly, you didn't
build
bitch at me
competition.
about it.
And from there, it's just
Um,
gonna be all about mowing down.
Most
those
bosses
villagers.
would.
That villager definitely not coming home for Christmas.
Yeah, that villager goes down, and this seems to be the position that Zizka does not want to give up. We do have the archers actually leading right now, and so during Zizka's position, you have to be like, I haven't seen those archers in a bit. They might be coming towards me. I actually really like how Alfred has played this again. For a lot of players, this would be much worse. There's plenty of archers in queue. Seems to be sneaking with those archers right now. But earlier in the game, I was expecting 4 or 5 archers to go down against the skirm. They only lost like 2 this whole game, which is impressive against this many skirmishers.
Yeah, and I think another thing to point out is that these players, obviously we were seeing play out the micro is fantastic on both sides, but on the other hand, both players had 1 second idle PC time.
I'd say it was
Both
easy.
Crazy Castle Ways are just waiting for the resources to come in there. So these guys, like, they are.
allowed to stand firm a little bit. I understand what's going on better.
And that just bodes well for the quality of set that we're about to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm getting
And
experience.
again, Up, guys, random seeding. This could be anybody. This could be whoever you consider to be the top 2 players. This could be them right here. We do not know. There have been instances in the past where there's been a really big
Alfred
match
didn't
in the
show
first round,
me.
didn't cut 4.
He's just always there with like an army, like an actual army, not just like a couple scouts. Alright, Alfred is in the castle age early, so it looks like he wants to go out and attack.
What happens is we could be looking at the same matchup right now, Orland.
And Blue's running back too, because he knows he's going to attack. He sees that he just got to castle. He's like, alright, Red's going to try to push here. Red's being predictable.
So often these days. You seem to get Miso Cav Archers more than unsco Cav Archers. It's been pretty wild. But Jan Žižka is going to be someone who's going to opt for the more ground-based approach, just to lean more into the crossbowmen, whereas Alfred Alpaca is doing the same thing as we're talking about T90, Knights and crossbowmen, double the army composition.
Yeah, here comes Alfred.
It doesn't happen that way.
Crossbow mass. I love how Zizka has placed house walls behind all the palisades, because that would be the vulnerable area. It's also fascinating to me how he didn't even tower here, but sneaky crossbows came from the right side, and you wouldn't have expected this if you were Jan Žižka. And he doesn't lose as much as you would expect here. He's going to get a lead Sturm and Bodkin, but he doesn't have the upgrades yet. The scouts are getting some nice hits. Micro is of utmost importance, and it feels like Žižka will actually be able to defend this. Will lose a couple extra skirms, but he builds his TC, which Alfred the Alpaca isn't doing. And beautiful defense overall there from Žižka.
I mean, seriously, you show up at your opponent's base, you have maybe 12 or so crossbowmen on the high ground right
I
now,
got advice
and 0 villagers go
from
down.
Brocksterman,
What the heck? That is so crazy.
Actually,
So now we have
wait,
extra
he didn't lose any.
from the computer teacher.
Yeah, I just looked at the eco KD and assumed that he lost some, but he actually used his scouts to kill 2 villagers on the other side of the map while also defending. What in the world was that?
Some really high-level AoE2 play.
What happened?
2 villagers on the other side of the map while all
To be more ground.
Right, he's going. Okay, he's trying to attack.
Crossbowmen, whereas Albedo's attack is
But Zishka is gonna have castle any second now. They just got upgraded. Watch those archers.
As we're talking about T90, knights.
They changed how they look into crossbowmen now. They're better.
Yeah, here comes out for the alpaca. Nice crossbow mass.
Look at this
I
defense.
love how Zizka has placed house walls behind all the palisades because that would be the vulnerable area. It's also fascinating to me how he didn't even tower here, but sneaky crossbows come in from the right side, and you wouldn't have expected this.
He waited to pull them.
Zizka, and he doesn't lose as much as you would expect here. He's
Didn't lose any villagers.
But he doesn't have the upgrades yet. The scouts are getting some nice hits. Micro is of utmost importance, and it feels like Zizka will actually.
The spearman came in.
We'll lose a couple extra skirms, but
That attack did nothing to him.
the attack isn't doing, and beautiful defense overall there from Zizka.
I mean, seriously, you show that your
The skirmishers are killing it right now.
12 or so crossbows
And he's
on
chasing
the
him. He's not letting him go.
and 0 villagers go
He
down.
Blue recognizes that that's probably all of Red's
Actually, wait,
crossbow.
even
Uh-oh, a
though-
knight.
Yeah,
You gotta get away from the knight, but there's, look at 6 pikemen running down the fucking field.
But he actually used his
Get
scouts
fucked.
to kill 2 villagers on the other side of the map while also defending. What in the world was that?
Some really high-level AoE2 play. Janjushka also leading in.
He's chasing those crossbowmen all the way home.
Really fast eco upgrade. We're looking at Bosaw, Heavy Plow, and hand card when Alpha Alpaca only has big axe and horse.
Looks like Red is sending another army
Really strong
forward,
blue player.
which Blue is gonna know is coming.
Now where you're under a bit of pressure if you're out for the attack to get more damage. This combination of crossbow and skirmisher, I think, is a good decision for Zizka because
The skirmisher's got the knight.
You're more vulnerable against the knight, and even the siege. At least with good micro, you can use crossbows.
It takes a lot of skirmisher shots to kill a knight.
But siege is still potentially a problem, and again, we'll find out.
The Crofton
how good
ran
Zizka
away.
is because the siege could be a surprise. And speaking of surprise,
The knight was no longer protecting crossbowmen. The knight was alone.
Yeah, this is already giving me some Hera vibes, right? Just the passive play, the excellent unit control, just playing that more defensive approach and not taking any unnecessary risks. Already, yes, such clean play. And he's only gonna be
Red is like, there's no way in. He needs to send his entire force home,
Alpaca too, because you lose.
but he
you
can't just
lose
defend.
on the wood line, and that was just like some leftover weak villagers from the Fuel Age attack, which you thought you were defended from. And how many times have we seen this from the world's very best?
Okay, here's the second fight. These are the 2 fights that happen. For the next like 15 minutes, these 2 fights are going on. And Blue just wins in every situation. I might skip through ahead in this best of 7 because
And that could be a little bit tricky, of course.
it might be a wash.
For the Vietnamese University at the front.
But I have literally the whole tournament's already over.
But yeah, those Magnelos are going to be coming in, and you're going to see some excellent micros. There are, however, some tiny little hills.
Yes, the catapult is cool. The manga now, it's good against groups. It can kill a lot. If it lands in the middle, if you're at full health and you get hit with one of these, you're at like 20% health if you're one of these units. And it hits in an area, so these can make a big difference. But there's micro you can do. There's a button that has your units. There's your units, when you select a group of units, there's like 5 formations you can be in. Regular formation, where you're like tightly packed, and it's usually what's normal. It's what you've seen so far. There's box formation. It's just, it's designed, it's there to like, groups of archers will sometimes do it, but it's not really used. There's loose formation, and then there is split formation, where there'll be a unit here, like they'll split into half, and half of them will go over here, and half of them will go over here. Clicking that button and unclicking that button is how you micro against this to like split your units in half, because usually you're going to aim for center mass, and so you want your guys to split in half. It looks so fucking cool.
And you're going to see some excellent micros. There are, however, some tiny little
There,
hills
it happened just there.
in this event for Janjushka.
Yeah, and just
Every time you control a group, they naturally like meet up. That's how they're pathed. Like, this fight is going well too.
And Alfred the Alpaca is losing some build.
His walls were only palisades. They're only palisades. Blue's walls are super good.
Has siege. And it's nice building here for Jishka.
He's trying to get something in, but this town center is perfectly placed.
Pretty badly, so the Mangonel's just now on the way, and he has to leave his gold entirely.
Yeah, that's not too pretty. And of course, the gold is the
To
main
build a house?
concern, because all 3 of his golds are in the front of his base, and well, it's difficult to make a bunch of archers if you have no gold in.
Oh, that got a couple of them.
Start to whack away at those villagers.
He's got a knight. The knight is really good against all this, except for the pikemen.
Is still gonna get that Mangonel out.
Yeah, also, Jishka's never come home. He's continued to push forward. He's been able to shift back onto his gold. The way
Yeah, he's defending like
I love what Alpaca's doing here.
he's
Alfred
built up
says,
an army,
I get it's bad for me, but it's going to be worse if I do not.
but his army can be smaller because it's closer to home. It can be replaced easier.
Pushing down that
Oof.
TC, and overall, I
And he's
still
not
think, like,
having
CC is the
any-
most important thing here. And with 3
having to
Mangonels
back
going
off
right
here.
Jishka could just be moments away from losing his TC.
Absolutely. And if you lose that TC, you lose all of your gold income, and you're going to be in a horrible spot to try and make any.
He's nowhere near losing that TC right now.
This is an absolute priority to make it happen.
But it is, if he does, it's he's like, that's bad.
It looks like Alfred's looking to change the angle of his attack. He's going after the archer range a little bit here. But
Oh,
these
split,
angles
nice.
are gonna be absolutely critical, B90.
Nice run away.
This is 2 players who love Arabia, right? We saw
Dodging with the mangonels is also really important.
Fans. Clearly, these guys are going to be very good. They're playing amazing here so far.
Uh-oh.
Again,
He was late.
Ridiculous.
Oh, getting out of there.
Almost an unbelievable eco.
Oh.
There's unbelievable micro from both players here with the siege. And Alfred
Look at the blue dance. Oh my god. Oh, he got hit a little bit.
The micro continues from both. And that village.
Alright, we can see the health of all the units. He does not have many horses. He's got like 1 knight. And he can, when he buys a new mangonel, it can pop out like right here. When he buys a new mangonel, it has to pop out like over here. And they're slow. But this villager can repair them. But it takes time and it's hard to micro.
Right now is incredibly important for Alfred the Attack. It needs to repair those mangonels.
Especially as you are working on 1 TC, every single unit is absolutely critical. Now, in all of that fighting, there were a lot
He lost it. It went in too early. This one's weak. She's got to repair that one. Alright, she's trying to get out. Don't die, don't die. Oh my gosh. The micro's a little bit slower. Oh, they're getting stuck on each other. Oh, oh no. Push it back. Oh no. Oh, that was a big hit. Finally, but like, he's so safe here. These things are out.
Yeah,
And he has 40 more villagers. It's over.
On the way, you still have way more range units here for Jan Jishka.
Oh.
The build, the larger and better army.
The fight's still happening.
I mean, it feels like Alfred did
Oh, villager.
horrendously wrong.
That villager got hit.
The greed and the defense from Jan Jishka seem way too much for Alfred to overcome in this game.
Yeah, and very few players can play with this level of greed and then have it and get away with it, right? A lot of players get punished if they go for that much eco. Not Jan Jishka.
Hera's one of his biggest strengths, like the thing he's gotten best at. Ooh, got hit there. Now, I could be wrong, right? It's classic hidden cup to be wrong about who you think it is. Dodge. He's all over this. He's still chasing him. Oh, he lost the manga now. Oh, but he can dodge.
It's just Jan Jishka's playing about as close to perfect as we could ask for. The micros on point, the macros.
Look at all the dead bodies for red. There's one there.
He's making sure he's playing with safety.
Alright, the fight at the front is over. Okay.
This is crazy.
Yes, this is insane.
And now there's no manga now.
As I had said, I wasn't sure if we saw Hera, I wasn't sure if we saw Leary. I'm more certain we didn't see Leary so far in Himco.
It could be Hera or Leary, but
one of these 2 players could be either. Wouldn't surprise me if we
I'm pretty convinced. I was convinced it was Hera.
Who's an incredible Arabia player. Maybe a Sebastian, a player from the qualifier who hasn't been guessed at frequently, who's also really good with these types of plays. But Jan Jishka is playing incredible on his way to him, drops that castle on the front, protects his goals. And I guess for Alfred, you just need really good siege shots right now. And you gotta hope that you can find some good engagements here.
I just don't know about that, T90. I mean, you've got the gold safe now, you got another town center on the way, you're closing on Imperial Age, and you can just go for your Rattan archers that are going to do so well versus...
Probably would have tried to push it.
Plus, defense are taking 1 damage a hit from crossbowmen.
I probably would have been okay, but it would have been a really shitty day.
This game just needs all but over.
Yeah, you do have a counterattack here from Alpaca. No,
You know, it was... If I had come to work, I probably would have pushed it.
I'm with you. I think
I probably could have made it, but it would have been a really shitty day. It would have been really shitty.
50 villagers. And these eco upgrades.
So,
yeah,
That's like 8,000 more resources here.
why is that honor just attacking the ground? That's a lot of crossbowmen. Okay. Maybe red, maybe blue was just hot for a second. It looked like Hera.
With my perfect execution. This is just way more passive. That is what with
Uh-oh. That was pretty bad.
way more passive. That is what you're looking for. I mean, if you're gonna make a comeback in this game, that's how you can start to do that, but still, you've got to overcome Imperial Age.
There's a castle there? Okay. They're safe.
Yeah. You know, the more I think about it, I mean, obviously we're going to see...
The golds are in a rough spot for blue.
Alfred the Alpaca...
She looks, that villager is chasing...
In the first round. Gotta be sitting here like, oh god, not me, right? Like, oh no, like, not me. Why me, random bracket? Why am I up against Yajishka? Why wasn't it somebody else? This quality is just, it's just obvious, and you can feel it on the other side, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Just everything that Alfred is doing just isn't quite enough. Even though the execution early on in the defense was very good, it's just not quite there. You got crossbows going across the map.
Uh-oh. That's a big, massive crossbows at his base. That's why he's losing at home. That's what the best players do. They like bend in the right places at the right times. That's what the Viper did when he was dominant. It would look like the red was making progress because there'd be a lot less blue stuff there. Wow, red just resigned after seeing that crossbow mass. Yeah, Alfred's getting swept. You got Hera first round, buddy.
We have plenty more maps. Now, Alfred the Alpaca has drafted some maps that will be very different from Arabia, and now we'll get to see how prepared Jan Jishka is for those maps. So here's just a little highlight. You know, again, map-wise, I would have looked at the map and said that Jishka had the worst map because of the gold situation. But he just flooded spears and skirms forward like a madman, and then protected his gold nicely in Castle Age, which was really the key. And we said it all, Orlu, and now we have to look over at Alfred the Alpaca's side. Tendencies overfavor or like every game.
What the hell was that?
Favors. People would. You know, the more.
Oh my god. Come on. What was that big thing you just showed?
Now here to prefer.
Look how even Viper is. And you see this gap in naval and infantry? He doesn't do it that much. He'll do archer, but infantry is like... Pikemen usually is the most used infantry. But, he doesn't like boats. S tier results in their career? This must be career. Viper has 15 S tier championships. He has 15 Grand Slam titles. He has a career 15-3 record in finals. And those two might all be to Hera. And he just plays way more than everybody else.
Best with in various instances. Their preferred color, which on that topic, I think they prefer me. He's in the north of the map playing as the Italians, which we expect normally.
All right, let's see how this one starts off. We might this map. If this map goes really bad for red, I'll skip.
Taking these galleys on this map.
And I believe that was God Demonic, so I think you captured that together.
Yeah.
Yeah, those just Dravidians were really weird calculating for it. They didn't do anything. So that's already interesting, but on the other hand, Alfred takes his opponent's home map. Unless I'm very much mistaken, they legit this map.
Yeah.
So already, despite losing game number one, he's just going to run it back to what his opponent picked.
Yeah. Italians was a relatively early pick. I think the Italian win rate has been really solid. It suits the map because you can take some of the water aspects on Bay, and then you can transition with a cheaper age up to the next ages, and very frequently it was late game where we've seen Genoese crossbow be dominant. And like I think Italians are incredibly flexible. A lot of players might consider them just a water civilization, but they still have great arbalest line, a better arbalest line than most do. They have the Genoese crossbow, they have fully upgraded Hussar. I mean, it's a civilization, to me, it feels very smooth when you play it.
Well, it's a Civ who's entirely made up of discounts. So, yes, of course it's going to feel smooth to play, right? Literally all of their bonuses are discounts, and you also have a broad texture, so they can work on basically any map type. Of course, they'll lean more into that water style of play with those water discounts, but still, on a hybrid map like A/Camp, it is going to be very clean.
So, the
I'm gonna skip ahead.
Now, everyone just look at the eco count right now. Pay attention to that. Because some people might be thinking faster is better. Well, why doesn't everyone just go up faster? Well, because you have fewer villagers working this whole time. So you actually brought in less resources, and then the galleys will still get those +2 builds when they get to the next phase. The basically what it boils down to, this build, it really has to find some success, because if it doesn't, if it ends up even in some way, I would think there would be huge problems economically for Alfred the Alpaca in the long run. As Alfred sees the dog, he's hoping to delay the dog as much as possible.
Yeah, I love the fact that Alfred has a scout right there. So does God Disco. Both players playing very smart and very safe, and they are both in contest water. You have 4 fire galleys queued up, and another sort of incidental effect of this build is that you can't even get a double bit axe. And when you go up faster than your opponent, getting double bit axe is a way to sort of help smooth the difference in economy because your villagers will be more efficient than your opponent, but you don't even have that in this situation, and that's already a 5 build lead for you on this stuff.
Not to mention the inefficiency aspect of the one lumber camp over time, but you know, if you kill the 4 fishing ships, if you dominate the water where you can fish, I can see how this could pay off and what Alfred is thinking here. And as long as Double Dead X is researched at some point, if you begin to catch up, you still have the cheap fishing ships available for the Italians. God Gishka doesn't know what hit him right now. He's like, are you kidding me? Like, and he's just sailing around with his fishing ship. Normally you have time to save these, but I don't think he's going to be able to save these at all. Actually, that's one reason with his behind this, and he will find some there.
Absolutely helps the alpaca fighting on this guy. I mean, who wants to have a giant alpaca run at them at full speed? Not gonna do that, that's lighter.
Isn't it, like, unfair to blindside the guy who already has one eye? Is that, like, isn't that, like, a war crime or something?
Come on, you supported to lead the Crim. Somebody who's played the Crim in the 16th century, you know they've got war crimes for days.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair point. I just thought it sounded cool. And, ooh, Alfred, he stacked his fires in the choke point there. Didn't get hit by the demo, but does have 2 fishing ships working, unlike his opponent right now. Thank you for the alpaca stats, production. That is very, very helpful here.
Always
You
plays
just,
right?
you don't want the opponent to fish boom, but you also don't want to, like, invest too much into a losing area, which is what the water is right now. So what's your thought on what Jishka's approach would be here?
that dock.
I wanted to be a fire galley. Yeah, that's relatable because it probably was just a rally point for the ship. Now, a lot of players will repair their weak ships, which Alfred the Alpaca hasn't done. And you just gotta know, if you see a dock like that...
Is he gonna run away without blowing up the dock?
And I think we're gonna see a big moment here in a moment where Janjiska moves out and tries to retake water and not allow the Italian players to get a big fish boom.
Yeah, I think that Alfred was assuming that his opponent wasn't going to keep investing in the water at that point, and he just lost so thoroughly. But Janjiska said no, and I just love the precision in Janjiska's unit control. He moved his fire ships behind the corner of the dock, and for those who don't know, because fire ships technically have 0% accuracy, they can't shoot over anything. That includes docks or other ships. Demo incoming gets an okay hit right there, and that one does not.
This fight on water
Now, Res collected, saying it's ahead for Jishka right now.
is never gonna stop.
2 minutes by OTC. That certainly is not good, but if the demo pops out for either player right now and connects, it could lead to one of them winning the water now.
Typically, historically,
Here, we need to see
Hera does not like water.
See his opponent has a barracks and an archer range. It's kind of hard to
It's not like the water part of the game.
Is Jan Jishka retakes water. But like if you don't know your opponent has a barracks, you're definitely not gonna know there's archers on the way. And I can see Jan Jishka still being competitive on water and then killing villagers with those archers.
Absolutely. Look at this. I mean, Jan Jishka's just killing everything. His unit control is excellent. He just has more stuff than his opponent. And those demos just find basically no value is a massive issue. Archers uncounted as well, and even if they were counted, you still don't have anything right now to put anything to top this. This is Jan Jishka saying, no, I am not losing water.
Yeah, and this is again an example I think for this matchup where clearly Alfred the Alpaca is very talented. But Jan Jishka just has this inevitability about him where he's always going to have that next step. Now we'll see what happens with these two archers. It is just two. But he's done a great job to ensure that the Italians didn't get the lead with the fish.
Yeah, if I was prepping for work, it'd be
there
shit.
go the archers. And good luck walling it out. Like, you got to wall towards the water. You wall towards the water and your opponent is winning the water. It's not going to work out here. You could actually see, well, maybe the archers won't want to run alongside the dock. But they should be able to find an opportunity here for them.
Yeah, I mean, the quick gate there is nice. There's an archery range being rushed up on the other side as well. He's trying to trap the archers. I mean,
okay.
oh, they gave them low HP.
Oh, I fucking love Golden Grams. Golden Grams are my shit right now.
But if these archers get in, everything dies. I know it's just 3 archers, but you really need to make sure this gate stays up. Really well played from Alfred the Alpaca, to ensure the gate is still there. It's actually quite weak here. It's 73% and it's almost down. So he needs to send another build there. Maybe he's hoping the one skirm he has is enough here. But I think Jan Jishka could take this opportunity and run with it. There are 2 weak archers there. Actually an archer for Alpaca, and we see another gate for Alpaca, so he seems very comfortable with
He deleted the gate.
But who's actually trapped here? It looks like Alpaca will defend from this. And well played, Alfred. I'm impressed.
I mean, that was about as perfect as you could do. I mean, on one hand, you went to the quick gates, which are in themselves impressive, but on the other hand, you deleted them every single time. There was no gate that was destroyed. You were saving as much wood as possible, and on top of that, you focused down to low HP archers right away. Still, though, you got a lot of archers in the face. The army is 10-4, and so far, Jan Jishka has been very reliably taking good fights with his units. I mean, this is good from Alpaca as well.
Yeah, I think the defense from Alfred is good. I do wonder what this turns into in the castle race now. The walls are up for Jan Jishka. There's going to be no potential for counterattacking here for Alfred the Alpaca. We have another gate. Nice little trap attempt.
Look at how much work he's making Red do.
Being incredibly annoying. Like, I imagine Alfred is pissed at the moment. He's like, come on, dude. Like, these archers are going to die. Just let me kill them. Stop being a nerd. Finally gets the job done. But again, only to my point, it's like, one player has control of water with fishing ships again. That would be Jishka. That player is going to be in Catholic at a very similar time. as a reward for making it to the next stage with Bengalis, it does feel like Jan just is in a pretty good position to drop some town centers and maybe move up.
Yeah, and that's going to be the thing, right? Because although the villager count is slightly in favor of Yanjishka at this point, Alfred, I mean, you've got to make it to Castle Age. You have no real eco bonus to work with at this point. You need to buy back some stone.
Now this is Hera versus like Heart.
And I could see a situation here where you're trying to push off the map with some archers, but you just get overwhelmed by the light cap that Yanjishka is switching into.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. It just makes me so happy to see people saying that these players are the same players every single freaking day, dude. It is like we're seeing the same rotation of the same 5 to 6 names flying through my chat. This is Hidden Cup for you, and it's just a reminder how good everybody is. But according to viewers, we only have 5 or 6 players playing in this tournament every single time we're casting a series. I love it.
Well, chat's going to guess the players they know, so they're going to keep on guessing the players that they watch all the time, so can't blame chat for that, as much as I like to. So, yeah, and immediately we see that second CC on the way. Light Cat is a swoop around, not fully wall this map, but he's not to the edge of the water. And there's going to be the third CC for Alpha, who's going to say, I'm not going to fall behind economically this game.
I really like the Light Cat edition. I also like how Jan just said, what does that wall do, bro? That does nothing. I am in your eco, and I'm going to kill even more villagers. I mean, it's still just 2 Light Cats, but you could easily kill 2 or 3 villagers with this. And this is what you want on this map. And I remember initially I was thinking Bengalis don't really have the mobility. You can still play in the Light Cap just fine. There's a weak villager. That's going to be a sniper on Jishka, very patient. And, dude, like, Jishka's living the dream right now. He sees crossbows, which should be advancing out across the map, being used extensively. It is the worst position you want to be in if you're out for the alpaca. And then you're trying to send other crossbows forward, and you send them directly into Light Cap. That Light Cap still hasn't been killed, and just yet again finding a sweet spot economically for game 2.
Yeah, I've got more bills on food. He's a 7 bill lead overall. Even with more idle time, just the Bengali eco being so superior to the Italian economy, it really makes a difference. And using the light cats for fast, you can kind of keep your opponent on their side of the map. And if you're it's all about buying time.
And some players just insist on continuing to micro, continuing to use the trap. That's what Jishka is doing here. Looks like there is a wall, and it was going to attack the farm foundation. Now it's going to attack this bill. And his opponent does realize, so see if the Light Cap can get the snipe. Spears on the way, and the villager goes down, and the Light Cap gets through. Jan Jishka with another snipe with the Light Cap.
Oh man, this is just so annoying to see. I feel secondhand sadness for Alfred the Alpaca. He's got Bogdan on the way, only 8 crossbowmen. Not going to get a whole lot accomplished, especially when your opponent has 3 siege units already. And they've got PC number 4 coming in for Jan Jishka, and this is looking pretty bad for Alfred.
Finally, Light Cap goes down. But yeah, I said coming into today, I felt like we were missing a big piece of the puzzle. I felt like the story, at least from what people thought.
Blue player.
Really? It didn't save?
How to make it to Castle Age. You have no real eco bonus to work with at this point. You need to buy back those units. But already, this is getting real messy as that forward castle is not going to be stopped thanks to some nice quick walls. And the downside to it is, it's going to be getting covered right away. If there's anything that Jan Jishka has not done much in this game, it's Mind Stone.
I mean, the castle is not really protected by anything here. That's a bit of a problem. And now more condos are running into the eco, and Jan Jishka's going to be falling apart. His only castle is going to be the forward castle. It will go down, and then the condo raids are going to be massacring his eco. Orlo, I think Alfred the Alpaca is in a perfect position to take this game out.
And just
Wow.
the resilience of Alfred the Alpaca, right? I mean, Jan Jishka is clearly
Okay.
a top player. I don't think there's any grass doubt about it. But
He went Archer Elephants, which is
Alpha Male Packet is not afraid. You lose water, don't panic, just add TCs behind it, get those ranges,
not very good.
get the proper unit transition, and suddenly things are looking a lot better for him.
Yeah, and also you feel invested into repairing this castle to hold the position. If you don't hold the position, you'll have big problems, and that is stone you're now investing into repairs, which means you won't have the defensive castles and the condo raids. Could be a problem continuously. I love the upgrades here from Alfred the Alpaca. I love how he's continuing to defend and attack, but he does need to make sure he does take out that castle, because if the castle stays up, it's a really nice position for Jan just to hold.
Yeah, if there's one thing I would have preferred maybe a little bit more from Alpha the Alpaca, it's just getting those treads there sooner, because as you're saying, it's not something that you can just let your opponent hold on to for all that much longer. But still, I love the idea of just keep your opponent's base as much of a mess as possible, because if they're sitting there with like 35 to 40 elite elephant archers, there is no way you're ever killing that as Alpha the Alpaca. So just let that situation ever come to pass.
Man, dude, like, the one thing that's becoming very apparent here is how slow elephants are. These elephants are very strong if you are fighting where the elephants want to engage. But as a castle, I think, went down there for Alfred the Alpaca immediately to a trap. He's trying to build another one.
I think he canceled it.
Okay, maybe he did. Maybe he did because he had a lot of stone. But it's just so hard to catch up with these condo raids. There's just condos everywhere right now. And the condos are now going to dive in front of the castle to try and take a trebuchet. And as the condos kill villagers, the trebs should most likely be protected. But no,
We'll see how it goes. We all knew that tower was going to go down.
Okay, so that's saying they lost the stone. My bad. But, I mean, regardless of that fail move, this is a huge cleanup.
Regardless.
And I just love his usage of mobility.
Of my failed move.
And if you're playing something like Arabia, you might not have the gold to sustain this number of condos for this long. But Alpha the Alpaca able to make it work, population dropping for Yanjishka, and I'm happy that I wouldn't get 2 sweeps for my 2 casts with here, man.
Yeah, I mean, the sweep we did have was such an incredible level.
Yeah.
And we had the game go down because there was, only like 7 trees remaining. But it does feel like, with that statement, I agree with you, that Alfred the Alpaca has been able to hold on. And Jan Žižka felt like he wanted to go for the kill maybe a little too early, maybe underestimating his opponent here. And as Elite Generalist Crossbow comes in, I'm now thinking Elite Generalist Crossbow, condos, maybe Hussars. How are the Bengalis on the back foot supposed to be able to stop all this?
It's going to be tough, and it's all about that utilization of mobility. On the one hand, Bengalis are pretty good at defending in the mid-game, because there just aren't that many areas you can attack, especially if the rush distance is long. But as we get into these later stages of the game, there's just so much surface area of your base that you need to defend, and, well, as you've been seeing time and time again, the elephants just aren't the best equipped unit in the world to try and stop that. The Genbos are going to start to take fairly efficient fights, and this is looking really bad for Jan Žižka, and that, guys, is a tie series, and holy cow, that's like both these games have been ridiculously high level.
I think he went.
So good, right? Game 1, Jan Žižka used
Elephants is a joke.
eventually finished off his opponent here. I docked, so it might just lead to a bit of a.
Am I insane?
So
Or does Blue just have the game of his fucking life?
Nope. Sound good to me, man.
He's defending again.
I'm still here. I don't want to miss this.
These walls are so clean.
The Alpaca is super important. So difficult for Jan Žižka to fight uphill with Mega L shots right now.
Yeah, it's a tough one to defend that TC, and the one thing that is tough when you're going for this defensive setup on this map is you don't usually have backwood lines to work with, so you necessarily have to build your TCs in a position like Jan Žižka did right there, which opens
A castle.
up the potential to get damaged on a big game, but there is the castle on the way.
Yeah.
And right now, there's still a big build lead for Jan Žižka.
Alfred didn't go for it, but I think he could have actually destroyed it with the initial volley. Can he range any of the villagers here? Oh no! He put it to the
Wow.
giant! And he loses 2 mangonels! Jan Žižka says, get out of here, fool! What a great shot. But the castle's still not up. There's still crossbow. There's still more siege here. This is still not the best of positions right now for Jan Žižka.
You got house.
Not at all. I don't know if the mangonels can actually even range that unless they're in that little nook, which just opens them up to getting wrecked by a mangonel shot from Jan Žižka, which is exactly what happened previously. So the castle, it is going to go up. There has been some human cheese. That is some great mangonel control from Jan Žižka.
The mangonel shots are so intense.
Pond updates here for Jan Žižka because while he's doing
I think Hera threw game 2.
churning out fishing ships,
He won water.
still fish trapping, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's no fish fishing ships there. What is he? Is he Huns? No, he's Malay, and he's just stacking up these fishing ships all along the dock. This is the 2024 meta. If you have a pond, and I'm thinking like the list of players who would play like Jan Žižka is playing is very short. Because look at that. That's me. That's a lot of players in this event. That's a normal player who doesn't practice the fish trappage. I don't even laugh at it, guys. Why are we laughing at it?
What did his look like? The Viper? What did the blues look like?
Fishing ship there. What is he? Is he Huns? No, he's Malay, and he's just.
Look at that. That's intimidating. That's intimidating. There's like 4 unfinished ones. Damn, dude. This is over. Alpaca got lucky. Blue went elephant.
I don't even laugh at it, guys. Why are we laughing at it? It's actually kind of okay, but the fish trap stack from Jan Žižka is the best way to possibly do it. And he knows that. That's why he just walled up from the start order.
Absolutely. That is the goal when you're going for this approach. So I would be very disappointed if Jan Žižka went for the full wall of defensive style and didn't have perfect fish traps, because that's sort of your big payoff. Is getting a really great food eco. Also got a couple of good old Malay Knights going for the counterattack here. And of course of a defensive monastery really quick. But still,
Let's see how it's going.
Easiest time defending as Alpha the Alpaca. Although those are some really beautiful quick walls.
Wow. Could actually trap it.
It's a lot of quick walling.
Doing so, but it's the first time we've seen
He's doing Monaco breathing. Red's doing Monaco breathing.
Single build to those knights. Is thinking about the Imperial Link soon, but now you got to be worried.
He's playing well.
Your siege, because Ranted warriors could come out.
He managed to punish the elephants.
Here comes some villagers.
Jesus.
Wants a forward castle here.
Oh my god.
I don't know if the army is
Anjiska is being so aggressive.
To block a castle foundation. We have crossbows on the way. We might have a downside in here, Orlu.
I mean, at the very
No
least,
way
they're
that was
actually
Dowd.
successful in preventing the castle from
No way it's Dowd. Dowd couldn't have done the micro in game 1.
It's already an impressive start there for Alpha the Alpaca, but right now he is on the high ground with those archers and with the cow archers. The man down control here is essential.
I think he's fucking around. Still.
Yeah, those are just way too many manuals, I think, for Jan
This is
Žižka.
insane. All the knights also killing villagers there, and the castle might actually go up. The lumber camp foundation has been taken out. You can maybe move the castle foundation closer.
What are those things?
This was a lot of villagers will have
Are those soldiers? I thought those were villagers.
ends up getting the better of the engagement. All the sieges here now.
Wow, he dominated that.
Alpha the Alpaca's PC will probably
He looked weak for a second, and then the guy tried to pounce, and he was like, That was... He's so much better than Red.
It's going to be a very recoverable position here for Alpha the Alpaca. Yeah, you've got a bunch of cav archers on the way. You're on your way up to the Imperial Lake, but the map control is just so solidly in favor of Jan Žižka. He can get +4 defense.
This guy's very...
And those rams aren't going to take actually a good long while to go down.
But, like, the map control is not the reason I think it's over.
the timing that Malay can get.
I think it's over that went poorly for Red.
And now you got 37 fishing ships, so there's 7
That keeps happening.
30 fishing ships elsewhere, a couple on that side. That food
We are like, wow.
The fish traps for the Malay are going to bring in food continuously.
Look at that.
It's unraidable right now, and we don't have a single farm for Jan Žižka here. It is pure fish
Look at
traps.
those villagers.
The Malay dream.
He's still up.
Another.
Even if all those villagers died, he'd have more villagers than the other people. It's over.
Hey, man,
It forces a fight. You're Red, you're like, what else am I going to do? I have to do something. And he's like, you want to? I'm down with you doing something. And Red's just like, fuck. This is over. He went Elephant Archer. There's a reason I've never seen that. It's the reason that's the first time I've ever seen anybody mass Elephant Archers. Because he had such a lead that he could fuck around.
This is why the Malay were banned a lot, because players really figured out how to use those timings. The somewhat recent change of the instant and free armor has obviously helped those timings. I do think heavy cow archer is actually really good.
But Huns don't have to build houses.
So
They have bonuses.
Alpha the Alpaca can somehow keep his eco alive and research that, it could be strong. But how are you supposed to stop random friends from wrecking your eco right now? Like, the you have your cow archers there. Now the Krampus
This is over.
is going to find. This is going to punish it. Put it into this cookie.
What?
Big
He's
shot
making
from
a hit here, what?
Dale.
So you have 4 mills on wood for Alfred the Alpaca. That's not good for making cat archers.
But at least he doesn't have to build houses, people.
Yeah.
At least he doesn't have to build houses. Let's go. Hunter OP. Woo!
Clearly, we have more furniture upgrades incoming here for Yanjishka, ahead by, around 5,000 resources. At the very least, Yanjishka's doing a good job of trying to keep the numbers of working villagers low for Yanjishka with those raids, but he's not able to replenish a lot on his side. He's only on 1 TC right now, and that means every build.
And then this is with to trap Alfred the Alpaca's cow archers in. They're not going to get away, and that is not what Alfred the Alpaca needed right now.
Not at all. The one thing is that the Skirms still don't have that many upgrades, plus 2 defense just now incoming. So it's really going to come down to
bad for being a bad guy? Or for being a nice guy?
Oh, man.
It's over.
We're seeing a lot of traps here. A lot of units getting trapped, and the GG's called instantly.
He doesn't have a chance.
Agreed. Either. East Alfred the Alpaca knows what's up.
Is it 3 now?
Yeah, there's
2.
only 1 blue player.
Yeah, and this is. So I think it's very likely that the villager for Alfred that's building a house will go to the sewer line.
Wait, now is it
But
3?
I also think that Jan Jishka's going to hunt in the back of his base.
Dude, the sun is in my eyes. It is 3. It's over.
He's going to know now that his opponent is late on the archery range. And it's
Same map.
And the first arch, so there's not going to be a whole lot
Alfred
of
won?
catching up on upgrades now. And now he's underneath the tower. In engagements right now, I don't think that Jan Jishka is going to be able to take many
What is that?
fights because of how well structured Alfred's base is. And with crossbow and bodkin for Alfred, Leary the Alpaca with Alfred the Alpaca with crossbow. I think it's going to be tough for Jan Jishka to hold from this.
We'll see what happens. I think it could be Leary, but I don't.
I love the resilience of Alfred the Alpaca. I mean, he has just been kicked around in a lot of these games by Yanjishka just playing perfectly.
Yeah,
but
he has been.
Never faltering in that unit control. Wow. Making sure he always has a plan. Jeez.
What? He's saving all these builds.
Okay, the islands one is interesting. Because Herod hates islands and it was his first pick. We'll see what happens. If he dominates on this,
And Armenians are
I think he wants to win it on islands.
best water civilization hands down right now.
Isn't it Yanjishka's choice though because he lost the last game?
Yeah, excuse me, it would be his choice, yeah. So, I suppose if you're really confident on islands, because it is your first pick, we're going to see islands next. Yes, correct.
Yeah, so I think the Armenians here certainly makes sense, especially with the remaining civilizations, which would be probably Franks, maybe Romans, and Mudflow, and then Magyars are going to be starting to say, oh, that makes plenty of sense. Does Yanjishka just want to take things to the mirror, though? Because it's really been Yanjishka having the better economy, more defensive playstyle, Alfred with his great execution and unit control.
Yeah.
Islands is a pretty execution and unit control oriented map, so is that where Yanjishka is going to feel most comfortable?
I'm going to make a blind prediction before we even see what the map is. We might go Mudflow, but if it's islands, and I'm Jan Jishka against Alfred the Alpaca, I go landing, because I don't want this Alfred the Alpaca guy to micro with galleys like he likes to micro with crossbows. That's my thinking. So you go islands, you go landing.
Alfred, I'd underestimate the Alpaca. He's got 3-2. I thought it was going to be a wash.
That's just my pre-match prediction, but we can see game number 6 right now. Let's see, is it island, will it be Mudflow, or will we have to save some of these thoughts for later? It would feel fitting to have in game 7 be the mirror matchup. But it's Jan Jishka's choice, and Jan Jishka goes for his #1 home map pick. This is the first player to actually pick island as a home map, all hidden top 5. And it is an Armenian war. It is possible for both players with their first pick on the draft to pick the same civ. I did that because I felt like there would be some civs out there that, well, the first reason I did that is because players have a training period and there's new maps they're training on. And I didn't want players like secret strats to potentially be banned out or unavailable. But also, Mudflow or like Armenians on island, our scene is really strong. And I also didn't want Civ wins to be as ominous a theme. So both these players had their first blind pick, and when that was revealed, they both picked the same thing or lose. So this makes our job easy. Please tell me what you think about the Armenians and why they're so strong on water.
I say so. They're both
If
Armenians.
you guys aren't familiar with Armenians as they are one of the newest civilizations, they just have so many bonuses going for them on water. They get early savings on their real card drop-off site, which is similar to Japanese. They have more efficient eco upgrades, so you kind of things like just like lumberjacks. And you have galleys that can fire an additional projectile, which is basically 1 extra damage. And then even later on, you have the power of extra range on your own galleon and super good demo. So there's this on, you have the power of extra range on your own galleons and super good demo. So there's just so many things going for Armenians in the full water map.
And I think that before you talk about like the
I'm very interested to see how blue does. If blue dominates, I'll be convinced it's Terra. I'll be convinced he lost 2 because he didn't care.
And you're going to be spending wood, and you're going to be spending gold to make the ship. So that's just how it goes. Now, already, I don't want to get too excited for myself here, but already, those that heard my little pre-match prediction, I could see it happening. Because you have Alpha the Alpaca, a player who loves his archers, docking on the front, so he's thinking, I'm guessing, more along the lines of being aggressive on water. And Jan Bishop's been more the economic player in the series. And he doesn't want anything to do with the front of his island. So he's going to dock the back here. This could mean a fast castle for Jan Bishop, because the fishing ships will be on the back. It could also be could also mean that there's going to be a transport from Jan Bishop, and he's going to try and take this to the opponent's island.
Yeah, I wonder about that fast castle though, because we seem to have a lot of success with players who are just unable to apply that much pressure early on. Also, Alpha already 13 seconds idle CP time, not exactly a perfect clean Dark Age for this map. It really is going to come down to the dynamic of planning, because we've seen that even if you don't start with a transport ship, turns out you can still go for a lot of early landing shenanigans.
So Alfred the Alpaca is using his scout to bring in the 4. So that means less villager idle time, but now his scout's weak. So this definitely indicates a fast rush then. You wouldn't give up the scout HP if you were going to transport, and you wouldn't be too worried about the villager walking to get a 4 if you were going for any slow build. Winchester is a big player that does that. So that came to my mind. I could maybe see a player like Leary doing it, but Winchester did that even on Arena. Apparently Armenians are 1-1 versus Armenians. Thank you, stats guys, for the important data here. We'll see if Armenians get the better of Armenians here in this game. But yes, one thing I want to talk about here with the potential of the transport. Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh. Okay. Well, that 4 is not cooperating. Now don't shoot it with the TC, Alfred, because it is weak already. Oh my God! Did you calculate that? What
Oh
in
man.
there? Alfred, this freaking me out, man. I think that went down to the final arrow. Would have easily lost that 4. But to complete my thought, if you go backshot transport, I am an expert in transporting. I think it is really difficult to have the transport ship timing down because it takes so long to get your transport in front of your island and then pick up whoever you're taking with you and get to where you want to be. So it seems like just your fast castle here for Yashishka or just a very delayed fuel.
I don't see a world where this isn't a fast castle. There's a 6 fishing ships in the Dark Age. You don't have fishing ships built on food though at this point.
Yeah.
It's one of those builds where you just go for a few galleys and fuselage and then just try to set it up for captains quickly after that. Whereas this is much more traditional, I want to go for a galley war build from Alpha the Alpaca, except he has 27 seconds idle time, which is really ugly on this map.
And your scout's super weak, which might not end up playing a role like you said, but that is definitely something that I feel is odd. Well, I mean, already we're seeing maybe Alpha the Alpaca's not comfortable here. But if Alpha the Alpaca can win this, then it's his home map for king number 7. I like the greed approach from Yajishka though, if it is some of the players people have been saying. This, in some ways, eliminates Hera a little bit more in my mind. I know he can have his greed, but 8 fishing ships. I'm thinking through qualifier players. I could see Sito playing like Yajishka is right now. I could see a player like, not a qualifier player, but Jordan or Viper maybe opting for that safe back fish boom. But it could be very risky to do that, of course, with 3 dots from Alpha making the alley right now.
Yeah, I mean, but look at those resources, T90. That's not a fast castle. It's just, whoa, slow fire galleys. Isn't this just going to lose horribly to a bunch of galleys with Alfred the Alpaca micro?
Weird. Okay, so here's my thinking. So, I don't like the slow fires for the fight. However, if you can get the castaways 2 minutes faster, losing your 8 fishing ships doesn't actually matter because you're going to kill your opponent's fishing ships anyways, most likely. So the thinking here is collect more reds, just passing, which he's already done, and then turn this into a fast castle, a faster castle. But this is a faster castle, ideally, for Yanjishka, that isn't without actually some resistance. And I think that's kind of the logic here. So, we'll see. But there's the market. Yeah, he definitely, this is not the typical fast castle, but he's definitely having that in mind right now.
He has a strategy.
My concern with
I don't know how it's going to go.
is that you're still going to lose your fishing.
I'll say this.
And you invested into 8 fishing.
This is the other interesting thing about Hidden Cup is that the matches, none of the players get to see any of the matches until it airs. And they were all pre-recorded because you have to kind of do it that way because everything has to go through intermediaries and shit.
Right now, it is just the galley city, especially the Armenian galleys, in that extra 1 damage with their second projectile. It is going to be.
Because you don't know who the opponent is.
Until he gets the actual fire ship upgrade.
Yeah, I think Yanjishka's going to sell a stone here. He's just missing the food he needs. Still only 3 galleys. Now he's got 2 fires. He might as well fire coming from the other side. The fishing ships are still working. Yeah, sells the stone. Now is going to get the little surround. Armenian galleys are so good. Nice kill there. That's the first kill of the game. But the second kill of the game comes in from Yanjishka. And he's up. So I actually don't mind this so much for Yanjishka. Even if he loses his fish, like I said, that can mean a lot of things.
Did you see that fishing ship lock on the galleys? That was the civilians taking matters into their own hands, saying, no, you are not escaping.
Now, what I consider to be a possible issue here for Alfred is if you have feudal-age fires against castle-age fires, wow, great micro from Yanjishka, you saved that. If you feudal-age with the fires, you can actually trade somewhat decently with a couple demos and hold. But if you have a big group of galleys against upgraded fires,
Right, what was I saying? Yeah.
you could start to have some problems. But of course, as I say,
If you have a weird, tricky strategy on for islands, the next guy you play on islands won't have seen you use the trick. Right? In major sports, there's not really an opportunity to keep a trick in. Keep it a secret. On this one, there's no way they could ever know what had happened. Unless the 2 players talked to each other directly, which would be cheating and be an asshole move, and I don't think it's happening.
Tricky, man. Like, really hard to nail down what style we're going to see. I expected more than
I think Yanjishka is Hera, and he doesn't mind losing. I mean, we'll see if he wins the whole thing, but he looks like he's fucking around.
Does have to be careful with his fish, of course, because Alpha the Alpaca is losing around, but Alpha the Alpaca has not waked up yet. Transporting when you don't see what's happening on the map, though, that's got some risk associated with it.
Yeah, you bet. That's it. I think it's just going to be for picking up some relics in the middle of the map. He's got warrior priests queued up, and to his credit, I don't think Yanjishka is going to be suffering many losses here, if any. As he's going to get his war galleys going. gonna have Bodkin in right now, and right now it doesn't feel like
He's making a big push for the islands. For the middle ones. I mean, what if he gets both of them?
Been near perfect for Janjishka. There's no other way to say it. He has kept his 8 fishing ships alive. He has defended every attack. He is now pushing out 2 attacks with the superior navy right now. This has been brilliant, and he's made it look very easy. I don't think this is something that happens all that frequently. You would expect a player who's later to the numbers to have some problems here, but it was just a distance problem for Alfred the Alpaca, I suppose. And you see the engagements coming in, and this is not a good engagement for Alfred the Alpaca, and Alfred must be worried right now that his tournament life is going to end to Janjishka if he doesn't find some type of an answer.
Was it really that bad of a fight, though? The Canadians gotten closer, not further apart. The Canadian numbers are still quite competitive.
I think it's bad. You have no momentum right now, but I agree. The numbers maybe can swing things once he gets his upgrade. But what is this from Janjishka? He's transporting a warrior priest and the scouts? Is he trying to steal a relic? What?
I mean, I'd love that if that's the case. That's called some very good long-term planning.
What?
War galley immediately on the way for
Going north.
Alpha, who has not stopped with his galley production. And
He doesn't
focusing on getting relics and playing the Super Long game, you still run the risk of just dying right away.
Is there loot? Does he have loot? The warrior priest attacked. The scout attacked. I don't know if there's loot. There's no loot.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
What? What?
Sure.
The scout
Why not?
warrior priest attack from Janjishka. What a strat!
That seems like a Hera fucking around move.
In a moment, and if he sees it, he might just go right back to his transport ship. We'll see if he can get home. But yeah, I am very impressed with Janjishka here. This is like that is a next level thing that Alfred the Alpaca was never expecting.
Absolutely not. The one thing, though, again, is that you still have the galley number advantage as Alpha the Alpaca. I mean, continuing to take these
It costs money to do that weird play.
balls you can be coming in time, but just being a couple warrior priests to defend yourself in this Armenian mirror shouldn't be all that big of a deal. And right now, you still have Alfred trying to maintain some control of water.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that in some ways, Janjishka, because of the shenanigans, might fall behind on water, which is very important on this map. Big navy there for Alfred the Alpaca.
Nobody's gonna fuck around like that except for like Hera or the Viper.
Alpaca's Island. And resources collected, still fairly close. Janjishka did get the second town center up faster. But Janjishka may be concerned that
He's playing ultra clean, but he's playing silly.
mining galleys with the fires, which I don't
And
hate.
Alfred is good enough to punish silliness.
We'll see how well that does.
But he's playing ultra clean.
Yeah, of course, you can't just shoot and scoot as Alfred the Alpaca is doing right now. Those fires are slower than war galleys. A little bit odd with the war galley regrouping behavior right there, but regardless, you have a few more sailing around the back to try and go for those fishing ships and help even out that eco difference because militarily, Alfred the Alpaca is at the very worst keeping pace with his opponent.
And now, usually islands, we see a lot of complexity. It is, of course, very easy for someone to lose the game quickly on this map. But at the end of the day, when you get to the
Hera
high
does
level,
hate
you have to
islands.
find ways, just like other maps. to
What's
get
gonna
them
happen?
That takes them
Is it not Hera?
And so that is what Janjish is focused on. Now, I'm just concerned about his food eco. I'm just noticing
He's so
he
weird.
doesn't have that many farms, at least what the stats are telling me. So I wonder what the food collect is going to look like because that eco there, he might have the TCs, he might have the work.
Inco 5 is gonna get me. It's not even Hera.
Is really set up
But
to
it's
be an
so
impact
weird.
behind this.
Well, both heavily focusing there on the war galley production.
The 3 games he's won, he absolutely dominated.
Absolutely huge in a war galley fight.
And then the 2 games he's lost are like...
all of the relics on their island. Of course, Armenians get one relic for free, so it isn't a need.
I didn't even watch that second one he lost. The first game he lost, it was like...
You see that
He went cavalry...
trying to go for it right
He
now.
went archer elephants.
Back.
Are you out of your mind? Archer
I
elephants?
mean, it might be even. It might be 5 relics for both because Alfred the Alpaca is also thinking the same thing. He also has 2 warrior priests. And he also has a transport ship somewhere. So I think it will be his turn. I mean, we added the extra relics to avoid stalemates and to give the player with water control more of an advantage. If it's 5 relics v 5 relics, that's going to be dead even.
You add.
Oh,
so,
man.
hold on. You added more relics to prevent the stalemate, and then added an even number of relics so players can split them 50-50.
Okay, okay, Orlu, I get it. All right, I get it. But that rarely happens. Okay. The idea was more relics equals more golden cum, which can actually help you when there's a wood stalemate. But yes, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out.
I just ask the questions as they come to me, man. There's no pointed argument made behind them.
Well, I mean, only one relic's gonna make it back home, and one of the warrior priests went down. And man, these are some crazy engagements right now. And the eco is better for Yanjishka. They both have so little farming eco. They just don't have the resources to justify it when this has become a massive galley war. This is very unique.
They're spending a lot on boats.
Still, behind all of this, Yanjishka, as we've seen throughout this entire series, is pulling ahead. He's had a slightly better fight. He now is going to be ahead in resources collected. Still going to be producing more villagers.
Yeah, the Navy battles get just huge numbers of these ships.
Well, there you go.
Thank you, Yanjishka. Thank you, Yanjishka. Sorry, go ahead, Orlu. I just got a little.
Oh wait, Callie's coming in from the other
Oh no,
side.
no, go!
Oh my
He
goodness.
doesn't have ballistic.
Beautiful reaction from both, but because of the lack of ballistic, that transport will be able to make it home. It's going to have a big ship battle in the middle of the map, and it's really hard to judge ship numbers in AoE2 in these big fights, but it's actually an enormous lead right now for Yanjishka, and Alfred cannot take this fight.
Yeah, and he doesn't know, he may feel as though he's behind, so he might want to force the issue. He was micro-nerding like crazy there with the back and forth galleys, but the concerns continue to grow for Alfred. He's probably like, man, if I can just win this, we can go to my home map Mudflow.
Red was ready for that to be over. Blue turned around and he was like, and Red was like, okay, thank you for turning around. Whew, I can go back to my side for a second. And Blue doesn't make that choice very often.
It's not looking good for Alfred at all.
The galleon number, no, the galley number. It's before galley number T90.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, thanks,
you
guy.
You pick the one you pick everything but the right unit in the line.
Orlu's doing everything he can not to be invited back right now, guys. That's what we're...
Hey man, this is already the last series I'm casting with you.
That must be it.
Free.
Yeah, that must be it. You're not on the schedule for the rest of them, and he's just throwing blows at me right now. But no, I get it. I deserve it. And right now, Yanjishka looks like he deserves to win this game. It was such a cool opening.
He's winning.
You see from the experience.
He's winning on islands, which I think Hera would be confident enough and cocky enough to go for. I absolutely think Hera could go for that. He's the guy right now. This is his Hidden Cup. This is like the Viper in Hidden Cup 1 and like 2, which I bet money he won. You know, I have no idea.
Right as soon as he finishes that.
Where he just, it's funner.
So normally, I get super hyped in these situations. The problem I see here is he's not on stone to drop a dock to protect the shoreline, and he's
I'm
not
gonna Brat
fire
Slayer.
ships. He's up against war galleys. So I think it's very good. It's going to be very difficult for him to have docks up and to get the maps. But do Armenians get fast fire? Do you know?
They do not. It's the one thing they don't have.
What do you want me to say?
Oh, there's all the docks. Holy crap.
Hey,
I mean, I don't know
jerk
how you live
face.
with that. Okay, so
I have a migraine. Fucking deal with it.
Two galleys? You try like a
I don't know.
play?
I don't think that's. I don't want to do it.
I mean, it's tough.
So I'll be like, hey,
but you do have that extra
here's the
blast
situation. Here are the details.
Your unique tech. At the same time, you can't get your unique tech if you don't have the castle, which Alfred.
If you know, you know. Let's go.
So,
And you're like, okay, cool. We're good.
Crazy efficient fights
Boom.
in the near future because you have a small 52 warship deficit to overcome.
Yeah, it's a big problem too. You're going to lose villagers pretty soon. Obviously, Yanjishka's thinking, well, he's got to be back docking because he's not doing anything from the front. He's going to find this and
For that Gorilla Torgili's class.
2 against 1 right now.
Oh my god.
I think players have GG'd over less, but Alfred knows that if he does
That was crazy.
GG, he is out of Hidden Cup. And I mean,
It's
any
over.
of the guesses spinning around in my mind for who Alfred is.
He's dominating. He's landing
all
with.
insanely big names.
What the fuck are these?
Alfred not being in the future Hidden Cup, Hidden Cup 5 rather, would be a disappointment to many fans out there. these warrior priests now from Yanjishka going to attack after they picked up their relics. Makes matters even worse.
Yanjishka is the legend right now.
For the alpaca, he makes it to imp.
Let's see what the chat thought.
Too, especially as it was still that more
The Viper? Where's Hera?
with amazing unit control. Very few mistakes from Yanjishka this series.
I thought that was Hera.
Yanjishka did have a weakness.
The Islands pick? I think it was Hera.
There were times where he was out multitasked, but that doesn't feel like Hera or Viper. But maybe against Leary, like they could try and make it happen. It's a tough one.
I'm going with Sito.
Maybe.
Match for Hera because of how good Yanjishka was.
Alright.
And, I mean, Sito
We'll see.
would be a pretty big thing, too. So, apparently, it is the Viper. And thank you, guys. Thank you. Finally, we have exciting, but most of you guys actually just want to find out who is at the bottom. The best competitors moved on. So there's the bracket, but that's also the schedule of when these games are happening. So Alexios Komnenos against Robert Guiscard.
We have Alexios and this guy left.
Then tomorrow is the start.
I think Steven...
Fun fact, by the way, February 29th tomorrow. That's pretty sick. I think it's the first time I've ever cast.
I think Cosro, this could be Viper Dowd.
And then, of course, that'll take 2 days for the round of 8. Then we're on Saturday. Once we're at Saturday,
Classic.
we've got
Classic, like in...
finals.
Viper's the
Sunday,
favorite.
Third place match, and then the final. We will have 250 people at a live viewing card.
Maybe it was Otto the Great that was...
Tickets still on sale for that, by the way.
That was a good set.
We had sold out our venue for the UK viewing party as well. And those of you here, games have been incredible so far.
Dash.
Apologies for the makeshift setup because I'm in the midst of a move from one city to another, but I wasn't going to miss out.
Makeshift setup? You're such an asshole. Makeshift setup, Dash. I apologize for the pathetic lack, the pathetically small pecs that I have. I apologize that my biceps are not 3 inches bigger. They're fucking A, man. What do you want me to do? Huh? I have no biceps. I'm not apologizing to you for that shit. What is that? Apologies that I already have pictures up on the fucking wall. Some sort of fancy man. Yeah, I like these glasses better, but I usually don't wear them to work because I always just get comments on them. Not bad comments ever, of course, but I need others. I need input for my job, and it takes up time. Is the reasoning I had, but yeah, whatever.
And might I say, as well, I love those videos from Riley Knight. His historical genius only to be outdone by his comedic genius. Yeah, dude.
Blah blah blah. Look at he's got framed.
I think the best example of that
What a douche!
idea that
I apologize for my makeshift setup. It has like a home office. This couch looks like lived in. There's like 2 cats. A shelf with stuff on it already. 3 framed pictures oriented perfectly. Look at their twin pictures too. That's a whole setup. That's not just they had 3 pictures and framed them. These are identical sizes with this one being bigger on the outside. It's insane. And then this lamp. Fuck you, Dash. Heck you, Dash. Dash Satan. Dash the devil. Dash unforgivable in human history. We're pointing out that I don't have frame shit on my walls. What a doo-doo head, man. Obviously, I'm just fucking around.
I'll have to double check on that. I love late vampires. But I could see someone like Robert Giscard being someone like Mr. Yo, who loves to have the Burgundian.
His card picks Islands turn 1.
Loves his Portuguese. Like, those 4 civs are all great with me.
That's what.
Yeah, like Frank was super solid. You know,
That's what the guy I thought was Hera did. Oh, God, man.
Because these colors could not be more difficult to see on the map, which might be part of why the players chose these colors. But
Gray.
it's been very rare so far in Hidden Cup for players to not choose red or blue. I have some data out there. Change these colors.
I love gray. Let's go 7.
Now, we're gonna have
Let's go Robert. I'm a Robert guy. Gray is my color. Gray is my color.
Do with that what you will, but we're going to cast this Alexios Comenos in the blue, and we have Robert Giscard in the red. It is Malian against the Japanese on cross, and with me is the James Dash.
And it's so lovely to be here with you, T90D. Don't you forget it. The one and only. But with that, I mean, 2 civs I think that can absolutely excel on a map like Cross. Before we dive too deep into the civ match,
Cascara is now my favorite player in the whole tournament. In a situation like this, you have to do it based on like nothing. I think Hera was the best player I saw. Sorry. Blue, whatever the fuck his name was. Jajic. I don't base my favorite player on who's the best.
No, all good. And
It doesn't usually work that way.
Now, if it is Leary as Alexios Comenos, the color will be changed going into.
And in some sports, it's impossible for it to work that way.
I think his highest take is green.
It has never happened.
46%.
It's never happened in football.
All the time.
It's never happened in baseball where I'm like,
It was Hidden Cup.
the winning one is the one that I like. It's never happened in politics.
Against John the Fearless, which ended up
It just means that to be the best at politics, you gotta be unlikable.
and John the
In some form or fashion, for me personally.
Gray, we switched it to red, and Leloy.
I don't watch baseball anymore.
So
I don't watch football anymore.
I know the colors might mean nothing, but according to the colors, maybe we got a Tato Leary banger on our hands.
yeah, I was gonna say, so yeah, the sign of, Robert, Bobby G, my boy. I mean, Gray, right? I think I would have, just from my own experience, feels like Gray color 7 is maybe what the least used color in all of Age of Empires.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. The gray color
Gray is my jam.
picks, and then that player will always turn on team colors. I think both players will. Team colors, you could just change it to red and blue on your screen, but obviously for us, we still see it. But I like it. It's fun to talk about that. I was really hoping for every series to have color mind games, so to close out the round of 16 with some color mind games, it makes me feel happy. But both
Green is interesting. I don't know anything about green. I don't play green.
have the cheap lumber.
John played blue and Dad played red.
That is with
And I played gray.
with the fishing aspect. But the Malians, all their buildings you save wood. So at a certain point, the Malians are actually preferable, as you're obviously spending with a lot of buildings throughout the game. So I would say that like Japanese has a better start, Malians maybe a bit better overall, and we'll see how things play out.
Yeah, which is interesting considering that stat that we just had pop up on the left-hand side of the screen, that the 6 matchups that we've seen on this map between
Yeah, I played this game with my brother and my dad when we were kids.
5 out of 6 times. And already we see Robert
I'm down 4th grade right now.
Dropping a few more walls even out in front of the team.
I have no idea what they're doing.
Lock down at least that one
I'll ask Tammy tomorrow.
to make sure that this room is relatively untouched.
So in the previous series, we saw a player with melee go for the early walls and then try and go for quite a few fishing chips and later fish traps. I would say the second best civilization for that same strategy would be Japanese. And for the early walls, I mean, it is the first series. You don't know who you're up against. It's maybe the biggest moment of your career. There's all that. But it is a possible indicator to me that we might see Bob, because Robert's not too bad. I'll do my best here, people. Bobby G, as you said. We might see
I'm partial to Bobby G.
Bobby G? All right. Well, you know, before the series, we had a discussion on this when the viewers were listening to us on what we were going to do, and I was like, let's show them we know how to say it for a while, and then get into whatever's easiest. I wasn't expecting 8 minutes into the first game for us to move away from his actual pronunciation, but we're doing our best here, folks.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta go with what rolls off the tongue, you know? That's
I like that.
for the best show in the end. Here we have Barrett slowing down here for Alessio, just 30 seconds away from the view.
Bobby G's a good name.
Robert just about 30 seconds behind himself and already sending villagers out to the southern pond, so looking for a second knock.
I think you give him too much credit.
Yes, I find the starting dock position for Alessio's so fascinating because he was kind of stuck between two options. It was like a 50-50 choice for him.
It's already its own,
Like
whatever.
Obviously, it's more obvious. He started in the one corner, now he's moving to the next. But it could actually make it more difficult. You're in Robert's position, and you find your opponent.
Let it do its thing.
You might not be able to assume where he's fishing. So I'm guessing Robert is not scouted much at all here based on what I've seen of the movement. And he has no clue where the dock actually is for the opponent, which might mean that he might guess incorrectly if he wishes to attack the water.
Yeah, and he's just now getting a look at those military buildings, right? Being placed out in front, archery range already starting.
Oh my god.
So gonna rush down a barracks to his own back at home as well as some walls on the northern side to make sure that that pond remains protected. Not continues to extend, looking for at least
Well, I'm rooting for red.
pond
Because he
domination, maybe an eventual
red played gray.
pond domination.
So I am invested in this one more than usual.
NAC5 and
But that last one was pretty crazy. He won on islands, dude.
Or you could go for the
I feel like that set went exactly how Hera wanted it to go.
But the SPD, where
He won Nilly's apartment cup comfortably.
one pond and go for a big fish,
Uh.
which I could
Oh,
possibly see Robert considering. He wants the wall out here, but I mean, he does not have much resistance to any attacks here. And villagers down Alessio with a much better start.
I mean, that's pretty brutal, right? To invest that much into walling around your base, but still leave, one gaping hole in the front, and then to already take damage in the case of a villager lost nice and early. If you're struggling to get the military out to deal with these archers, one of those skirmishers already has extremely low health, bringing the scout back now, finding a good pick here, so maybe a bit of a recovery.
Yeah, I like how Alessios is playing this. He's getting so much value from his starting scout, whittling down those skirms. Unlikely he'll
come on, red.
with this.
Red was gray.
Still is weakening a lot of range units. Also,
Hush was gray. I want it to be gray and blue. Or gray and red or something.
Now, Robo's going to hate me for this, but Robo, we've got a long series here. I would love to see, again, if you can't do it, it's fine. Robo did say to me yesterday, he said it would take me 3 days to find the stat you asked for. But I want to know who in the qualifier added a galley, if you can find that. Because a lot of players will build an outpost there and just get the vision on it. The galley thing is definitely more of a preference.
Yeah, it's an interesting development, or rather just the evolution of how players approach protecting kind of those ancillary or secondary ponds, right? Do you build fishing ship first and use the fishing ship to patrol the shoreline? That seems to be the old way. It evolved into either a fire galley or a galley, and then, as you said, the outpost. I think the benefit, obviously, of the galley is that as soon as you spot the villager coming forward like this, you can immediately deny the dock. With just the outpost, you have to start the production of that galley, and you might be too little too late, especially if your opponent brings 2 villagers one of them, and I think it will go up in the end. So great foresight to send 2 villagers for that dock in the end.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like, is that foresight? Did he see it, or did he just happen to send two? Sending two is also very rare. So that's amazing to see. Now, unfortunately, in this scenario, your galley feels useless, but at least Robert noticed it.
You're still winning on water.
And it's going to contest it for now. But I mean, so far, Dash, I am seeing a player in Alexios who's more comfortable with aggression, more comfortable to invest in the attack. And
That fire ship.
our red player is definitely the more defensive player.
Yeah, I mean, walls already up here, putting up the market as well in the northern part of the base, so perhaps thinking about making their way to Castle Age. You look at the walls on the other side of the map, though, I mean, a much more difficult walling setup, I think, for Alexios in the end.
Okay, this stat isn't even true. Okay, Robo, you can't get out of it. That's not even true. All right, we had Fire Galley and demos on island. That is false information for people, but yeah, I think maybe my request was a little too specific, but yeah, I mean, Castlade is going to come in here for Robert. I mean, all the things you said about defense, there's a reason for it. He's collected resources. Nice.
He's in.
Kill the villager with the archers.
Let's go.
Walling for Alexios on the backside means he's exposed here. And man, I mean, for anyone who's ever tried to be aggressive against a good defensive player, I feel like this.
His walls are so massive.
You did do enough damage, and now you got 3 archers in your face.
Yeah, and again,
His plan, look at the wall difference. He wanted to wall from the water to the water, from sea to shining sea, bro. Red was like, I'm going to close in both sides of this water. Interesting. He didn't just pick one.
Now looking for the house walls to trap them in, but won't successfully do so. Robert even looking to dive in and commit for a second villager does end up finding it and will take the lead when it comes to the Eco KD.
That's a painful one too, because if you have all your skirms on the front, it's like, if only I had my army at home for this. Yeah, that's not bad. Now, I am very curious to see how heavy we see fish traps. If we see a second dock from Rivera at home in that pond where he started, I'm immediately narrowing this down as to who this could be. Someone like Jordan with fish boom, Viper with fish boom, with fish traps. Sito I've seen do it. There's a weak villager there. You know, players that maybe wouldn't, like Ganji would do it, Barros would do it. I'm not sure any of the other players go for the fish trap approach.
Yeah, and I'm also going to be curious to see how those fish traps are placed, right? Because we had a stark difference between our players in the previous series, right? Between like the ultra efficient fish boom style and the I don't have time for this fish boom style of trap placement.
I don't have time for this is right.
Eyes out for that as 2 TCs immediately dropped upon reaching Castle Age here for Bobby G. So fully defensive style.
Bobby G.
And approach in this one, just looking at outboom his opponent, who is just now making Castle Age. So
Yeah, and this is why I brought it up, right? We're just seeing 3 TCs drop. This is going to be transitioning into farming eco and villagers out of TCs. It does not seem like you're going to see heavy fish trap play at all. And Alexio still has
Got in.
walls down. And this happened before, and maybe it was unlucky. Now you have the walls, and now I think at this point you got to blame the player a little bit. Not the start. You
You wanted to go from sea to shining sea. It's hard.
yeah, it definitely, left for one thing those walls to be up, right? I mean, and it's so brutal when you commit all of the resources to wall halfway across the map, as we see he's already done, and then to leave just a couple of gaps for your opponent to exploit. And Robert is taking advantage of that brilliantly. Now, I think Matthew just showed us that he has not scouted that sea workshop going up, in front of his face. So curious to see how he'll respond when he finally does.
Oh my god!
Continues
Oh
the
my
raid
god!
with the night rolling in. Come on!
This is just, we're so used to players doing the necessary things to not create more headaches for themselves, and this is not the way you want to start a series with that in mind here as Alexios. And credit to Robert for trying to find these opportunities as well. You can't just assume your opponent's going to be defended. Is that another night?
It's another night, dude.
That's another
Like,
night.
talk about value. Talk about value. He has invested into 4 more military units here in the Castle Age, at least in terms of what's coming forward. We've got more coming forward now. There's still a hole in that wall at the front of the base T90. I'm going to lose my mind if they make these out of 8 months. Now looking for a conversion. Okay.
Okay.
Woo.
Close though.
Wait, they can loop around though. They can go under this DC.
The thing is, guys.
Actually, he doesn't even have the walls up in the south yet.
The thing is, guys, is that like the best players, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile, right? You give them a tiny little opportunity, and they're going to turn that into a massive lead. Now here, the units get deleted because they would have been converted. But Alexios has wanted to push on the front with the seed workshop we barely talked about for a while now, but he hasn't been able to do that because his army had to be in his base.
See, red only walled in 1C, and he's just on the 3rd C anyway. Because blue can't contest the third, that open one. It's like he's got better than walls. He didn't have to spend walls on that piece of water, and he still gets it. He's super ahead. That wall is still not up.
This is wild to me. I mean, it's taken so long for this push to get started. Alexios has never felt comfortable leading the Seed Workshop with the siege, but he has continued to produce. He's going to have 5 Maymail. Roberto's expecting to see like 1, maybe 2, but 5 out of 1 Seed Workshop? This is something special here. Oh.
Okay, T90, I know day 1 you had day 9 casting with you, and I think he asked you how many hits from his trebuchet does it take to kill a castle? How many shots how many volleys from 5 mangonels does it take to kill a TC? As more fantastic damage is going to be found here by Robert forward on that TC.
I think it's
That's a lot.
I think it's like 5 full volleys from 5 mangonels. I don't really know the math. And if he continues to do this, he could maybe take out the TC, but the defense here, decent enough so far.
2 for 1.
But he's still not out of the woods yet.
5 is a lot, though.
He's coming forward. He's losing his cav archers. That's his main goal. So there's still a good opportunity here for Alexios.
Yeah, a great 2 for 1 trade there for Robert. He's fine now for defense, but will lose the TC. Doesn't even have to keep it up with villager repairs. And he's just going to bring his military
That camera.
now to try and hold the position.
Oh.
You know, that's the danger of T90. You have a lot of threat with 5 mangonels, but it also makes for quite a few targets and a lot of micro that you have to manage as a player when you go forward with 5 mangonels. Another one coming out onto the field to bring the numbers back.
Alright, blue.
But Knights and light cat rather looking
Dang.
for work.
Blue's really greedy with the map, but
At the time that he brought them forward there was just perfect.
he's gotten momentum now. Let's see what happens.
But he picked off the monks. It still
Doesn't look good for red.
And he has no gold. But that was at least good for him. But man, I mean, I'm seeing the first game of the day vibe.
For a player to drop their momentum,
High pressure vibe. You can tell that the moment is so big. And behind us, Alexios.
What's he doing with his fish?
He's got villagers turning. He hasn't killed many villagers here, Dash. But he's
Okay.
given himself a really nice opportunity to.
I'm sorry, can villagers build a fish trap?
Yeah, they can build fish traps. And sometimes if you select fishing ships and villagers at the same time, the villagers will go build it and help. But that almost seemed like it was intentional.
That was fascinating. Yeah, no, that was wild. I mean, here's the important thing, right? Or rather, I should say, I think that the next 3 to 5 minutes are going to be crucial in this matchup because we do see that eco count, or that eco lead rather, climbing here for Robert with about a 20 lead overall. And so, really, pedal to the metal here for Alexios. We got to get some damage done with that forward siege. And while we let go of that earlier position, Robert will move forward.
took out our town center.
And his main goal, and Alexios is going to rotate his position down, trying to remove some of these military buildings from the map.
This is positionally right now, Alexios is in a nice spot because if he stays on this hill, it's very difficult for Robert to expand to the other goals. And then if Robert wants to go, say, say to Alexios' face, he's got to go buy the Steep Workshop. And it's a very unnatural thing to do, to go buy these Holy Soldiers. So, economically, it's still looking good for there, but again, things have been managed pretty nicely behind us for Alexios. Baby's starting to get warmed up. Some of the nerves are out of the system because this is the first game. And a nice attack down there killed the knight. And yeah, you cannot engage against this Camel Mang Elf Force right now if you're aware.
No, incredibly tough, right? I think those Cat Archer numbers need to probably triple before we be confident in moving forward and taking really any serious engagement. But at the very least, just trying to keep these DCs, safe for the time being, moving villagers out to stone. I think my question starts to become, for Robert is where's that booty go, right?
Oh.
You're getting almost double in
Another mangonel.
as the person who's visual.
That was rough.
And,
That was a fucking snipe.
Your goal here as the Japanese, being in that kind of ultra boom state, is to eventually beat your opponent to him and out upgrade them. But when we haven't transitioned villagers onto Lunar, at least that's what the pressure's achieved.
Yeah, it's really difficult right now. Yeah, the pressure is the reason for it. I think that what he needs to hope for.
I'd send my stuff over there and then delete a house.
Because if he clears out the speed,
I hope that you can get him
that could be okay. But
ambush
it's
him.
all like
Nope, there's a whole wall on full line. Right.
killing one of the mangonels, and this is just like Malian's ETC all over again. This is just incredible from Alexios, who's shot out of a cannon here. He's got 120 bills. He's got 30 army. He's got perfect upgrades.
Yeah, now Cat Archer numbers are fine.
This mangonel army is
1-2 producing out of 2 archer ranges. You even have
working.
another defensive castle now being dropped here from Robert. It's going to become very difficult for Alexios to find more damage. The camels
They're in.
and the mangonel shots come up huge.
They're in. That's a lot of light cap dead. It's over. GG.
Cat Archers, they plummet.
Yeah, and Alexios just stays underneath the PC and says, who cares? I'll finish off the rest. He can still take out this PC, and Robert has fallen into this defensive castle approach. But what has he really defended? He's lost 2 of his 3 starting town centers, and he doesn't have access to the rest of the map right now. Now, there is a counterattack. I see red somewhere. There's some random knights there. You can tell that even Alexios hasn't been paying attention to that the whole time, but he should deal with that. The push on the front is still amazing for him.
Good response. Camels and knights to wipe up that raid and allow him to put his focus back on this forward position. You can see Robert as well looking for the answers. He's starting to pack into the infantry, realizing that maybe the Cat Archers, he's not going to have the opportunity to mass them up. I see 7 samurai, by the way, up there in the unit count for Robert. But
Let's go, Robert.
Alexios has managed to keep the villager count close, right? It was about a 20 lead. It's now down to a 15 lead. So keeping pace as he's been able to take these TCs away from Robert in the end.
I think Samurai are actually a really good unit against Camo and Sturm. The problem for Robert, though, is you're spending food.
Oh, my guy's dying.
Samurai right now.
Oh my god, my guy is getting killed.
The Samurai have a limited window if the
Robert.
can get the fast gunpowder.
I thought my guy was the one that was winning. Fuck.
So frequently in our meta today, Dash, it's just like, obviously lots of intricacies, but over castle, faster Imperial Age offers so much, especially through bomber cannons, which the Malians have and the Japanese do not.
What do you make of that castle position there, Alexios? Is that too conservative? I understand you want it on the hill, but it almost doesn't seem to pressure much. I guess it allows for a tread position on the northern castle, but you'll have to extend your treads out pretty far if you want to take the southern castle away from Robert. Oh, he's just going to drop another castle. That answers my question.
Yeah, no, I think it's a valid question though, because some players are going to place that castle deep in enemy territory when they think they have an advantage. I think some players have the complete opposite logic though. It's like, why take the risk? When I have him on the back foot, why take the risk of losing the castle, making a mistake, by dropping it too far forward? And I'll simply just use that castle to hold an important area of the map, which is still solid enough, and then finish off the game in the Imperial Age. And I mean, the population is high for Robert right now, but he still isn't clicked up to him. It's going to be 2 castles from Alexios, and Alexios can kind of do anything he wants right now.
Yeah, I think that's good house walling there on the southern part of Robert's base. Just make sure that the raids
Samurai, I guess, can do decently well, especially with the amount of camels out there. But this is Farimba, light cap, or Farimba Cavalier we're talking about. So they will have +7 attack, and you just do not stop Farimba Cav with anything cavalry.
Another TC goes down, now relegated to only one in the back of the base. Plenty of military buildings up here for Robert, but the Q just isn't quite there to deal with the pressure that's coming through. It's still waiting for Imperial Age to come in to get any of those important Imperial Age checks. They go for guard power, and with ballistic Spodkin, that might help with some of the raids. But in the end, what an amazing job Alexios has done to kind of pincer
Doesn't look
his
good.
opponent into just this corner of the map, saying, I'm
It
not
does not
concerned
look
that
good
much
for my boy. My boy
I
Bray.
just choke you out on land.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this comeback. Like we've seen so many times over the years where a player doesn't do the small stuff, lets the knights and cav archers into their base, and then the opponent just overwhelms them with the greater economy. And we laughed at it when there was 5 mangonels in that siege workshop. But the 5 mangonels were the game changer because Robert never expected it. It was so late, it was so delayed. He didn't have a heads up on it. He didn't know it was going to happen. And he's been shocked ever since. Honestly, it's so impressive from Alexios.
Yeah. And
Dude,
you
it's
gotta
over.
Imagine, right, that Robert was feeling so confident with the early damage that he had dealt, right? Those two
Damn it.
single right, final
Asshole,
bills,
not great player.
So much attention out of it. Only to realize he got the
Dude
snap
head.
on face, out in front of my TC 5 minutes later and get surprised in such a phenomenal way. And the raids continue here for Alexios, the Cavalier groups of Cavalier flooding the map and looking for villager kills. Now below 100 in the eco count is Robert, when just moments ago he was matched at that 140 mark. And the army numbers now eclipsing 50 here to the Malian player as well.
And now I wait to see how many people in chat say yo or ACPM for Robert because he's at 100 pop. He's completely dead. He's got no castle. And finally he resigns. The GG is called. But Alexios with it, an amazing comeback. I mean, it wasn't pretty at the start. Or it wasn't pretty in the mid game. But once he became the aggressor, it felt like he was never going to lose the game. So I think stylistically, expect more of that here. Alexios will be the aggressor. Robert clearly a player who relies a little bit more on the walls and the eco side of things. But when you collect resources, you want to invest into military with that, right? And Robert never had the time because his PCs were gone in an instant, and he was off gold. And we've been there. We've all been there, where the whole plan falls apart because of something you didn't know.
Yeah, and we saw it there in the resource count, right?
This is not. This is.
Had caught himself, right, making that kind of quote-unquote mistake in lack of control.
Alright, I'm gonna stop recording. I'll probably just do that first set with the Hera guy, and then I'll be done. I knew I was gonna rant. I might just do the first hour as a rant.